This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Oh, man. There we go. Now it's working. Jesus, man. Everything was so behind there. All right, well, thank you, Melissa Burns, Sarita, Angela Vincent. Thank you. Yeah, you guys remember the Maya Millete case? I got to do some updates on that one really quick. But, tonight, I'm trying to do Sunday nights for Delphi call-in. But if you guys have been following the Maya Millete case, we covered back when it happened. And, she's I don't know if she's Filipino or what the religion, or not religion, the nationality is. But... they live in Southern California, and she went missing, and the husband, the whole thing was really dodgy. It seemed like 100% that the husband had something to do with it. All right. So there's actually an article that came out just today, actually. And it's pretty crazy shit. I mean, like, really wild. If anything happens to me, it would be Larry. Well, gosh, how many times have we heard people say that? Melissa Pesky, Cheryl Coker, I mean, the list goes on and on, right? Maya Millete was last seen at her home in Chula Vista, California on January 7th, days before she disappeared. She allegedly told relatives, "If anything happened to me, it would be Larry." Relatives and Maya and Larry were having marital problems throughout 2020. Maya's brother-in-law, Richard... let me get down to this part here. So it says, "If anything happened to me, it would be Larry." That was the chilling warning missing mother of three, Maya Millete, 39, allegedly told her family just days before she disappeared in January in Southern California. And this is where she lives right here. If you back out, it's getting close to Mexico at this point. It's right in this house. Right there. As the search for Maya stretches into its fourth month, her relatives have become increasingly insistent that police zero in on her husband of 21 years, Larry. It's kind of weird that they don't look old enough to be married for 21 years. Hey, thanks, Tammy. Last week, a report emerged that Maya had made an appointment with a divorce attorney on the day she was last seen at her home in Chula Vista. Again, we hear this all the time. In a new interview with Fox News, Maya's brother-in-law, Richard, I don't know how to pronounce that, like Roulette, revealed that the couple's marital problems began months earlier and claimed that Larry repeatedly reached out to his wife's family about their problems. So Larry would reach out to the family, trying to get her family to convince her to stay with him. He was more of an aggressor, trying to get us involved, Richard said. He was trying to get us on his side when we felt like it was a lot of lies that he was telling us. So these are all their children. Richard said the last time he and his wife, Maricris, Maya's sister, saw the couple was on a camping trip days before she went missing. It was during that trip that Maya allegedly warned that Larry might do something to her, according to a family member who spoke to Fox News on condition of anonymity. Let's see. Maricris told NBC7 that Larry and Maya engaged in a lot of arguments on the trip. We felt sometimes uncomfortable about it too, but we were just praying and hoping they would be able to work it out. We didn't see this coming, after that. Speaking to Fox News, Richard recalled how Larry had called him asking for advice about his marriage last summer. He just sounded desperate, You got to listen to me. It's her fault. It's her fault, Richard said. But look at this crazy crap down here, though. Look at this. I mean, this is right out of a horror movie, right? And look at that's a picture of them here. And it turns out Larry began sending increasingly bizarre messages to his in-laws last year. According to brother-in-law Richard Delette, in September, Larry reportedly sent a relative the photo above of a makeshift altar with a picture of him and Maya splattered with blood. I mean, this just turned into a crazy, absolute nuts. Okay, are you kidding me? I mean, not that that's funny, but are you kidding me? Like, where is this coming from? Wow. Anyways, Maya's relatives told Fox News that they've been cautious about speaking out because they're afraid of Larry. Larry has declined to speak to the media and reportedly stopped cooperating with police. Maya's family sought help in solving the case from Billy Little, an attorney at the Cold Case Foundation. Little spoke to Fox News on Saturday and said that Larry allowed him to walk through the Millete's home on January 11th. Okay. So the thing is, when she went missing, I remember the brother went over to check on her, and he had a key, or no, the door was locked. Larry said, "Oh no, the door's locked," So the brother didn't go in there. This whole thing is crazy. I'm going to play this audio file. This is, I think Zozo sent me this link here, but when I play this, just listen to it. This is the attorney, this is the investigator guy that was walking through the house, and let's hear what he had to say. I only listened to like 3 minutes of it, but it's 18 minutes long, and then after that we'll switch over to the Delphi case, but this was like too crazy to not talk about. All right, here we go. We're only going to listen to the audio. It's just them on screen talking, but I'm going to play it.
Missing Maya Millete. The family asked me, the family approached me when Maya went missing and nobody had heard from her. She went missing on the 7th. The family contacted me, I believe, on the 9th, after she had been gone a day and a half or so, asked me if I could assist in finding May, or Maya. I'll just call her May.
Can you tell me how you ended up doing a walkthrough of the house? When did you do it, and why did you do it?
So it was the 11th of January of 2021. I went over there. I'm not sure if Larry, the husband, was going to open the door, was going to talk to me. I just went up, knocked on the door, told him who I was. He invited me in the house. I went in the house. I immediately noticed the windows all open, the fans on full blast. It was chilly in the house. I told him I was there looking for May, and he invited me in, and I had a discussion with him. We walked through the house, went up to the bedroom where she had been locking herself in.
That's not crazy.
For the past several days to ostensibly get away from Larry. When I went to the bedroom, I immediately noticed a hole probably 10 inches long by about 6 to 8 inches tall, rectangular shape that had been freshly repaired. It was right by the handle. There was a lock on the inside of the door. I touched the repair material and noticed that it was still damp. I said, "Hey, Larry, this is still wet. It looked like you freshly repaired this door." And he said, "Oh no, that was a hole that May had punched in the door." So, and I knew that that was untrue from other stories that I'd gotten about how the holes in the house had come to be.
You know, in this scenario here, she probably realized that she's about, 1,000 times prettier, and this guy's a total wacko. So she was thinking like, "Wow, what am I doing with this guy?" I mean, look at this guy taking pictures of an altar with blood on it.
The hole was on the outside of the door, right?
Well, it went through the door, went through both sides of the door. So in other words, and this is just, let's say the door is locked, you wanted to break in the door, or get to the door, you could punch through that hole, reach through the other side and unlock the door from the other side. The location of it was maybe 3.5 feet, the height of the doorknob. So it's not the position that a person, if you're just angry and punching a wall, it's not the position that the hole would be in. Now, I did see another hole in the bedroom wall.
So they're seeing a bunch of holes in the bedroom wall that she was keeping herself locked away from him.
Happy Easter, everyone. Love the Freak family.
You know, we could tell. Hey, thank you very much, Tommy. And we could always tell that there was something crazy going on, because remember the whole thing about how, well, I'm feeding the kids food. She just locks herself downstairs. Remember that?
It was consistent with maybe shoulder level punching hole.
Was that one still wet as well?
That one was not wet. That one had dried, but it appeared to be the same repair
That's what the
material.
guy looks like right there.
Some type of putty or stucco material.
When you walked in the house and all the windows were open and the fan was on, or fans, I'm not sure if there was more than one, did you ask Larry about it?
No, I knew that that was going to be the case because of the people that I talked.
You know, he probably killed her in that room and then cleaned it up and changed parts of the wall where there might have been blood, and and then he's got the fan on to maybe dry up the walls quicker than he wanted to, the spackling.
Before I went to the house, they told me that the house had been open with all the windows on, and that Larry had told them that the air conditioner was broken, and that's why he was doing it.
Okay.
I didn't ask him when I went in there. I already expected that to be the condition of the house. I was mostly at that point seeing if I could smell anything, if I could smell any bleach or smell the smell of a dead body. And of course, there's absolutely no.
Yeah, we'll do Delphi. Let me. I'll put the numbers on the screen for people who want to call in about Delphi. This was just an update on a case that we've talked about here. Now, if you're one of the people that only care about Delphi, you probably weren't even aware this case existed. All right, it's good to always open your horizons a little bit. Try to learn about other cases that are out there. That way, you won't come up with the crazy conspiracy stuff all the time. You'll actually have some, experience going over tons and tons of different cases, and then, come up with a more reasonable answer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Let me get the. But anyways, I'm gonna put these numbers up above. I don't know if that. Oh, you might not be able to see it. Maybe you can see it right there. Okay, there you go.
Smell. I mean,
thanks, Pecan baby.
The air movement was such that you couldn't smell anything in that house.
How did you know that there was a freezer missing when you did that walkthrough?
Again, I had been informed by other witnesses that I spoke to that
the type of insane guy who would only knock on Larry's door if you have a taser on you for safety reasons.
Yep.
And that turned out to be true. I confirmed that both at the house and when I found the freezer from the person who had taken the freezer.
I already did.
Okay, so
I already did that.
You went in. One of your goals was
Spaghetti
to
leaf.
look for the freezer. Tell me how that
His name is Billy Little Jr. He's an attorney, investigator.
went.
Well,
It was in the
my
previous
real
story.
goal in going in the house, my primary goal was to start to establish a relationship with Larry so that I would have an open line of communication with him so that I could go back and back, and this would not be a one-time shot. I had some other information that I knew about the house and about Larry that I tested while I was in there having a conversation with him. One piece of information that I knew going in was that he had asked someone to borrow gun cleaning equipment to clean his guns on that weekend. So that seemed odd to me. When your wife is missing, you want to start cleaning your guns. So I tested that with Larry. He confirmed that with me, that he had in fact asked somebody to borrow
Larry's toast, everybody.
gun cleaning equipment.
Larry's toast.
I then discussed with him about gunshot residue on his hands. He said, "Oh yeah, I've been out shooting the last few days."
Oh yeah,
so I wanted
that
to
explains
test that. Wanted to see about the freezer. So as I do a walkthrough, I just wanted to look for things that I knew or expected to be. I looked in the room quite extensively, looking to see if I could see anything that had been obviously cleaned up or repaired, like the holes in the walls. But it was mostly conversational with Larry. Again, establishing a relationship with the belief that I would have another opportunity to talk to him, which I did not.
There's probably a lot more interesting information in there, but what I'll do is the link's in the description, so you can go watch it if you want later. And then tomorrow on the show, we'll go over the whole thing again. Okay. All right, but there's people that showed up to do the Delphi, and I don't want to keep them waiting because they're just so antsy about that. So, anyways, the numbers are up on the screen there if you want to call in and discuss the Delphi case. But the link to that video is in the description, so you can go listen to all the different things that were in the walkthrough. But what we'll probably do tomorrow is go back over the case again and try to put all the pieces together up to now. All right, the phone lines are open. I did get my first vaccine today, Pfizer. I have to admit that the setup in the hold on one second, my wife just came home. All right. Yeah, shit. Yeah, so I have to admit that the way they had it set up at the airport, it was crazy. You just drive through. You get there. I got there at 4:48 for a 5 o'clock thing. Then they have all these people just directing everybody. It was amazing. You just follow what they're saying. Then you get put in this line. First line goes through. Then they're all going through this sort of other area where they make sure who you are and that kind of thing. And then after you get through that line, you drive around and you wait in line and you pull into this other undercovered area, and they basically talk to you for a second and give you a shot and on your way. In my case, I had to wait 30 minutes because I had a allergic reaction when I was a kid to penicillin, even though it's not related at all. Just that little thing made him go, well, you got to wait in the line for. So then you just pull over, wait for 30 minutes, and they talk to you and they'll give you something to eat if you need, like crap. I mean, it was really freaking amazing. So I got there at 4:48, and I was already got my shot at 5:12. That's pretty nuts, when you think about all the hundreds of cars busting through there, right? Yeah, and it was amazing. I mean, they must have given thousands of shots a day there. I don't know, Karen. I don't know. We'll try to figure it out. Try to get one in there. Huh? Searching for you. What does that mean? What does that mean, first, last? All right. So anyways, the phone lines are open if you want to call in about the Delphi case. I'm going to now get the map set up over there, and you can say whatever the hell you want to say. All right. Of course, if it's something really crazy, I might say, oh man, that's nuts. Just don't cry like a baby and go, I'm so upset. And, I had somebody calling me, sending me emails about how they took the suspect image and used a magnifying glass, and they were able to see all these different things, and therefore they know who the killer is exactly. Okay, well, first of all, using a magnifying glass on your screen or a printout is ludicrous. Okay, you're already looking at something. I don't even want to explain it over and over again. I've explained this 1,000 times. When you zoom in on the image, you're losing everything. You're just looking at pixels, and you go, oh, look, there's a mole on the face. Right, well, the mole that you're saying you see is actually smaller than the pixel on the face. So how are you seeing a mole? Couldn't it just be more likely that they're on that one frame there's an artifact on the yeah. Anyways. It's going to take one person to call in, right? Yes. And I don't know if you guys have been following this channel, but my channel, the super chats that people send in, or channel memberships, or anything, any revenue off of YouTube itself, and then sometimes I use PayPal money to make it larger, but I take a large percentage of that and donate it to charity. And this last month we donated another $1,000 in honor of Abby and Libby to the I think it was NCMEC and I can't remember the other organization, but there was two of them. And then last month we did $1,000, and that was actually matched. I think it was actually, that was in December, I think. But when Kelsey came on, we donated $600 to NCMEC as well in honor of Abby and Libby. So, when people say, "Oh gosh, how much are you donating? How much are you donating?" Well, we've donated more on this channel to Abby and Libby causes than any of the other YouTubers combined. Okay, I'll just say that's an absolute fact. So, if you guys want to help out my channel, yes, your donations help me keep doing the shows 3 hours a night, every single day of the week, and I donate a lot of it to charity. Okay, so you guys that are here know that we've donated 11,000. You can see the number right next to my face there, 11,000. There's actually 7 of that is in a DNA fund that Colleen Fitzpatrick will be using to identify either crime victims or Jane and John Does. We've got 7,000 in that. Texas EquiSearch has 400 so far. The Innocence Project 500. A lot of these are from last year, so they're still sitting there. But we haven't donated to Kyron Horman. Let's see, and then Rain. That's violence against women. $900
to get the donation train started.
And then NCMEC, $2,200. So I think the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is like amazing. They've been around a long time and really make a difference. Hey, thank you, Atacor21 and Susanna MacGillapadrig and Jamie Harold. Huh? Ah, Jesus. The second sketch looked a lot like the professor. Okay, well, you go ahead and you go do the professor, all right? I don't even know what that means. You mean from Gilligan's Island? Sure. Yeah, has anybody tried calling in yet? I think that number is good. Maybe not. Hold on, let me try it again. No, I think it is. Yeah, that's the right one. I guess nobody's calling in. Is it me? Come on, everybody. Hey, thanks, Kit Kat and Carolina Carla. Yeah. All right, let me get to the scene. Now, there might be some new people watching tonight. You just never know.
Cause we make a difference. THX Gray.
Yep. See, our channel, regardless, if we solve a case, we're actually making a difference. Okay? I think anybody can say that last $33,000 our channel has donated in the last 13 months. Okay? That makes a difference. All right? It's not, $50 here and $50. That makes a difference if 1,000 people are there. But
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
it's a show, Robert. It's a show, yeah. Hey, everybody type in. What does that remind you of? What the hell is this? Yeah, it does. Like, the thing is if you guys, we combine it all, like a huge chunks because people are donating, and that makes a large number that I can donate a large portion of. That's what works. Hey, thanks, Southeast Sal. There he is, the Southeast side. No, I didn't say an hour though, did I? I said a half hour. Thanks, Jessica Schubach.
Do you have any more info on the killer staying in the area an hour after the murders?
No, I just know that that's what they believe, and no, it sounded like. So. All right, 575. Thanks, Helsinki, 1978. Must be the Olympics. Hello, 575. You have to hit star 61. Thank you, Jessica Schubach. Yep. How's it going?
Oh,
Not too bad. Who's this?
this is Melissa Burns.
Oh, yeah?
I'm a kind of a new member.
You're kind of a what?
New member.
Oh, okay, cool. What's going on?
Yeah, I've watched this kind of off and on, your presentation of the Delphi murders and stuff. And so I went back and looked at some of your older videos that you had put on your channel where I guess the crime scene tape was still up around the area where the bodies were found.
Well, no. Well, yeah, it was there too, but it was also at the end of the bridge. They had crime scene tape.
Yeah. Well, if you go off where the end of the bridge, I guess my whole point of calling in was I didn't quite understand. Like, I read a bunch of stuff and I kind of listened. I looked at a lot of your videos, and the guy that had initially spotted the bodies from, I don't understand where he was standing, where he could see the bodies because of all the brush. And that was,
Yeah. Well, he was down below on the low, across the creek, I guess. One thing it's kind of hard to... but it's not, there's not a lot of brush or anything. It's at that time of year, it's completely... You can literally see from the bridge almost to the crime scene when you're walking on it, because the branches have no leaves on them at all. Yeah. Okay.
But I from another video that some other guy had posted, it was my impression, I don't know if he presented it this way, but it was my impression like the bodies were like in a crevasse, like down low, below, like in a root area where the trees are.
Yeah.
Does that make sense or no?
Yeah, I think it was like HLN said something like down in this area.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. One of the things that's kind of hard to visualize is how they were actually able to see the bodies from across the creek, because it's raised a little bit too. I'm not really sure, but apparently he was using a phone or something, and actually maybe his height of his head, you're probably almost at that height just standing there, your head, because the bank's, I don't know how tall that bank is, but it doesn't, who cares? I mean, to be honest with you, what difference does that make? They still found the bodies, right?
Well, I understand, but it's like, I don't know, I just had some questions about the visibility of the bodies from his, from where I understood at the time where he saw them. But okay, well, I appreciate your information, and
but you know how everything was laid out, though, right? Hello?
How everything's laid out,
AKA
I'm kind of familiar with
baby
the
on
case.
YouTube.
Hold on a
Great
second.
job, you do great.
Hey, thanks, Pecan Baby. Yeah, no, I mean, it's, there's questions like that. All we can do is base it on like what somebody described, what happened. They were walking over there. I guess they saw some deer, and then it led to right at them. That's what was in our podcast that me, Morph, and Jess Betancourt made called Scene of the Crime Delphi. If you guys haven't listened to that one, you should go listen to it. But it's a seven-parter. We have the conversation with people that were, Kelsey, she was there at the time. They found a shoe, and then yelled up, and then they found their bodies over there near that same time frame.
Right. I agree with I saw a previous show where you talked about your theory about what happened, your own theory about what happened, and I agree with they tried to escape and ran and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It just I was just like, dang, how that guy, I didn't quite understand how that guy could see. My understanding was that he was like down low, off that bridge point.
Well, he was just off the other side of the creek. He was right on the other side of the creek from the crime scene. He was right there. He just happened to be looking up. But what are you trying to suggest about that by being curious? See, the thing is, you can be curious about stuff, but sometimes it's just like, that it just is what it is. It has nothing to do, like, unless you're trying to imply that he had prior knowledge that the body was there.
No, I'm not trying to imply that at all. I just know that I've read some other things, like, it was like, it just seems consistent with, like, why else would he directed them to that area, and I'm like, well, if nobody else saw them, then why did he see them?
Then that is what you were saying. Then it is what you were saying, because you're suspicious of him, right?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, not at all.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just like, hey, sometimes. Well, I'm just saying, who knows exactly how it was, and the true story. We might not, the deer thing is something that somebody said. Is that a real thing? I don't know. I guess we'd have to talk to the actual person who is the one that saw the bodies first, and see what they say.
Right.
That's it. But I'm not suspicious. There was people walking all over the place over there. And why? If you were the killer, why would you want to be pointing it out really quick?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's kind of like, why do people that have committed this type of act, seek out attention?
I guess you could make the argument that he was just like, hey, if I'm the one that points it out, there's no way they would think it was me, because it'd be so stupid for me to do that. Yeah. Right, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look, I mean, I know this sounds kind of hokey, but if you look at, like, if you watch enough Dateline or shows like that, it's always like, oh, he was he was so helpful and this and that, and it turns out he's the guy,
Yeah, I mean, that is something we do consider, that kind of stuff often. I'm not saying it's not impossible. That's not really, I don't know. I'd like to know the actual story behind that. Because it is interesting if you think it from your perspective. The part about the deer, that's sort of this if that's an embellishment or not.
Well, the deer thing. I'm not a hunter. I know people hunt deer at certain times of the year, and you get a license. It's deer season. I don't know if the time in February when this occurred, was it deer season? I mean, are deer even there at that time? I know people have said that there's deer trails and walking trails and bike trails all along this area. So it's like, why were the deer there? Or if the deer were there, So I don't know. Those are questions I have. I mean, is it feasible that there were deer there at that time of year? I don't know.
Well, it's called Deer Creek, so I would imagine that there's deer all over the place.
Well, that may be, but in
people
February,
hunted out there too. Yeah, I mean, there's always deers they need to eat, so they could have been walking around. Those aren't really things that I'll spend time looking at something like that. Maybe I'm sure law enforcement's investigated every single person that was in any of the search parties that have looked at anything that they were down there at all. The guy that found them, everybody that was in the search parties, they've probably looked at every one of those people, I would imagine.
Yeah. That's true.
I
agree with that.
Guess.
I was just saying, like, these are just questions I had. I didn't quite understand, like, the area, like how this guy could, like, see that from where he was, or where was he exactly? I don't know.
That is something that's crossed my mind before too. I was like, wow, how did he? The bank on the other side's looks like 6 feet tall or something, and how did you end up seeing from over there across and seeing something? But it might have been. I thought it was like he was holding his phone up high and looking at it and saw the deer, and then he could see some. It could have been that we don't know how they were positioned, like if one of them was up against a tree perhaps or something, and maybe that's something they could see easier, right? Because it wasn't just on the ground, so we don't know that. So anyways, not bad thoughts. We'll have to check.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I'll send you a hoodie. I'll send you a hoodie if it turns out that the person who spotted them was the killer. Okay, I'll definitely.
All right.
Okay, you got it.
All right.
You don't have to send me anything if you're wrong, though.
Okay, doke.
Okay, cool. All right, have a good one.
All right, you take care.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, 843, you're on. 843. Hello, yep. Who's this? Hey, Carolina Carla. Got you and Carolina T should call in at the same time. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. This is gonna sound crazy, but I was monitoring you. You have to start your story part over again, because I didn't have I didn't press the button back down where they could hear you.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry about that.
What I was saying is that I'm someone, I don't live near there now, but I grew up in that area, and we vacationed there on Lake Schaefer.
Mm-hmm.
We had a cabin there. And Lake Schaefer and Lake Freeman are not too far from Monon. And so that this has always intrigued me because we had been near there, you know, in my earlier life as a kid. And I just always want to go back there because that's my childhood memories. And so I've always felt like this is someone who could have been there or vacationed there earlier in their life and was familiar with that area. And I guess I just don't have much to say other than a lot of us in my life, and I'm older now, I'm in my 50s, and I still have friends that we talk about our memories of that area now, and I just always wonder if it's someone who, you know, vacationed there or went there as a child, because there are those lakes there, Freeman and Schaefer, that are not too far from there. And I guess I just don't have much to say other than I've just always felt that it was someone who maybe had familiarity with that area as a child.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was something like that too. Like they don't live there now. But like Lake Schaefer is probably way more popular than the Monon High Bridge. Hey, thanks, Noreen Gardner. Thanks, Noreen. Let's see. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't, you know, the Monon High Bridge, that little park trail system there, is probably only known by locals or people that have lived there before and knew about it. I doubt somebody just traveling through, unless they asked somebody, would know to go there. It's just such a random little place, you know.
But the only thing that I'm saying is that there are people who own vacation homes there. There are people who summer there. There are people.
Yeah, but you said at Lake Schaefer, though. You didn't say Delphi.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right.
So, let's say you're at Lake Schaefer. I don't know if you'd go, hey, let's go to Delphi and see if there's this park. I mean, you're probably going to be hanging around Lake Schaefer, right? Vacationing?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I guess.
Let me ask you this. When you went, did you ever go to Lake Schaefer? You said that, right?
Yeah, we lived on Lake Schaefer. Yeah,
right,
we had a cabin there. And my sister, took summer classes at, a Delphi high school.
Uh-huh. But did you go to Delphi yourself and hang out there?
I didn't, but she did, and she took summer classes, like driving school there and stuff too. So, you know, it's just been a feeling for me for a long time, and it's probably a long shot, but I just know that, you know, those two lakes there, for some reason, for me, have had a reason to think that there are a lot of people around there that don't necessarily live there.
Yeah. Well, you never know. I mean, it's not too far away. It's only 15 to 20 miles away.
Yeah. So, anyway, I love what you do. I appreciate you taking my call, and I love being here every night. Thank you so much.
All right. You don't mind it. You don't mind that I'm so mean, right?
You know what? When you're mean, people deserve it. So you're good.
Not every single time. Sometimes I realize that I read something wrong or something, but hey, you know what? Most of the 99% of the time. Okay. Okay.
Thank you for letting me speak with you. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. Bye-bye. Carolina Carla.
Gray, you're so mean.
Yeah. I was called an idiot in an email exchange because I didn't believe or agree that you could use a magnifying glass and look at a photograph or a printout or a screenshot of the POC, Psycho and Whack Job Killer, and I was called an idiot because I don't agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, somebody had called. They just hung up just before that call ended. Yeah. Right. And then when I was talking to the person, she goes, "Well, I'm in Intuit." And I go, "Yeah, well, I have intuition myself." And then later on, it was like they told me to listen. I was like, "Oh, you mean your spirit guides, right?" Okay, back. Right. Yeah. At that point, you always know you're. Here's the thing. One of these days, somebody will be right. And they might even be one of those types of people, but it won't be because of that. It'll just be pure luck that they got the right person. All right. 774, you're on. 774. Yep. Yeah, hold on one second. No, that's not who it was. Southeast side. You didn't have to delete that one, though. That message. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right, so my name's Corey. I'm from Massachusetts.
Yep.
And I kind of have a theory and a question. So,
Okay.
The woman that was walking with her friend on the bridge shortly after, supposedly, when the crime took place, was she in the vicinity for it to have potentially have been occurring while she was out there?
I think he was still there when she was there, yeah. That was
yeah, so that was
Cheyenne.
I guess. Okay. So that's my question / theory, is that this was a sexually motivated crime, and it was cut short. He used weapons to coerce them out there, and because those two girls showed up, he had to get out of there as fast as possible. Maybe he didn't plan on killing them, and to quiet them before they screamed, I know it's speculation, but to quiet them before they screamed, he very abruptly slashed their throats.
We've actually had that same, possible theory on here before, where he may have heard her on the bridge talking, and you could definitely hear it from right there, a person. So you'd probably be like, "Oh God, holy crap," and kills them, to keep them quiet and maybe get out of there. But it's interesting because I guess he might have even been there for another 45 minutes after she was on there, but he might have just quieted them and stayed there. So he might not have bailed. He might have just them. He might have done what he was going to do. He was already done. Whatever. I don't know. It sounds like there wasn't a sexual assault in terms of I don't think they have semen or anything like that. If they did, they'd have absolute great DNA. It's also possible that they do have great DNA, but when they uploaded it to the websites, there's nobody near, like GEDmatch, where the closest relative is like a fifth cousin or something, and then that's that's almost impossible at that point.
So did they attempt to locate him through the familial genealogy?
Well, they might. We don't know that. I'm just saying if they did, and they haven't located him, and if you go by what Paul Hull said one time, they have a tough road to hoe. Maybe that meant, that could mean 1,000 things, but one of the things it could mean is that the DNA that they have didn't lead to any relative. Yeah, like when I put my uploaded to GEDmatch, I had one relative that was 700 and something centimorgans, which turns out to be a first cousin. But but the one I'm using to do the simulation that I'm doing, I'm pretending that I am a suspect and trying to find me by finding the closest match to me below me, right? Because what happens on GEDmatch, you upload your information to GEDmatch, and then it gives you your closest matches, starting with the highest to lowest. But most of the time, you don't know when they load up a criminal. They don't know who it is, so they just have this number, and the centimorgan matches below it. So you have these people that you try to figure out. Okay, well, if they're 250, you're like the third cousin or something like that, and maybe you can build out this massive tree, and then you go way up, and then you lead back down to all the different siblings. That makes sense. And it could have just been that he had none, really, yeah.
I guess the only real problem with locating a suspect that way is that it's reliant on somebody else in the family having uploaded their DNA at some point. So maybe they're all just hillbillies out there and not connected.
No, that's exactly right, and it's also kind of a different segments of population. It's sort of a leisure thing to do, right? To spend your money on, doing genetic, like uploading.
You got to have money to have time and money to be able to afford to do. Because I've been wanting to do that for years, just to trace my ancestry.
Yeah.
And I can't afford that. I got kids.
Right. You might have a choice to make. Like, wow, do I send it up there for $70 or do I buy, food for the next week or something? Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I totally. That is how. Yeah, exactly. So that is one of the problems. One of the bigger problems is there was 1 million people that were in GEDmatch, and then they made a mistake on one case. So they go, okay, we're opting everybody out of law enforcement use, and so it was only 150,000. But I guess they've just put those back for, I can't remember if it was unknown sexual assault. I can't remember, but they've opened that back up. But what I think they should do is, how they've already, when they've got criminals, they upload to CODIS, right? They take their blood and they or swab, and then they upload it to CODIS, right? So why don't they at the same time take that and upload it to GEDmatch? Each criminal has to have their profile on GEDmatch. And that would dramatically increase the database. And there's a lot of times there's criminals in families. So you'd have this even more accurate database for that.
I can't see why they wouldn't do something like that if it's going to help solve cases.
I know.
Harm,
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy because they're already getting it for CODIS. And that's what they use. See, when you upload to CODIS, somebody's profile, then they go out and they do some genetic genealogy. Then they do some recon, go collect some DNA. Does that DNA match the DNA found at the crime scene? Now, does that DNA match the profile in CODIS? And once you do that, boom, you've got your guy, and it puts all the pieces together, and you make your case.
I mean, and all that is still dependent on that they have a good enough DNA or sample to use. Because I don't know if I've heard you talk about it, but they could just have fingerprints, not even DNA, just fingerprints. And another thing that I've wondered about is they say that the crime scene was too contaminated for them to be able to get a shoe print or something. Why didn't they just go to each of the searchers and get their shoe prints so they could rule those all out on the scene to see if they have one that doesn't match?
I think it would have been tough to get a footprint out there, given that it was all just kind of like those broken leaves. I don't know if you've seen the ground there, but it's just covered with leaves and branches and stuff.
I'm not from there, never been out there. All I've seen is like the drone footage and stuff. I listen to your show all the time. I finally called in. Usually I get stuck listening after you upload it, so I'm like, I want to call in, and then I realize it's not live.
But one thing that does go with what you're saying, though, is if they do have information like that, it would be in a spot that probably likely nobody went, and that's on the bank there. See, that was all dirt, and I could see like they would have had to climb up the bank, or they could have gone to the left slightly, and it's a lot lower right there. But if they went right across, like trying to get away, they would have climbed up that bank, and maybe his footprints were right there, and handprints, and but maybe not like fingerprints. But I thought we heard something about maybe fingerprints being found. I can't remember what that was.
I think that was kind of like a deduction made by the fact that they weren't able to locate this guy with DNA, but they say they have DNA, and then people put two and two together where technically a fingerprint is considered DNA, but they wouldn't be able to reference that on CODIS or, I think that's just some like sleuthing work that's been done.
Yeah. Well.
But didn't the suspect supposedly? Don't we believe the suspect took like some long kind of serpentine route back out of the park, away from everybody, or did he walk right by everybody down the path?
Well, I think he. My theory is that maybe he walked. The two ones that I think are most likely is that he went to the cemetery, then out to 300, walked a little bit, then cut back across a field somewhere, and then got back on the trail, or he just went up from the crime scene like halfway to the cemetery and then went left through the woods and then got back onto the path about halfway between where they were dropped off and the start of the bridge. And you'd always be in the woods in that scenario. So that's probably a pretty more likely one, but would have had to know the area really well to do that move. If you didn't know the area well, you could go to the cemetery and then out on 300, and you would kind of know where you were at that point. But
I think it's undeniable that he knew the area. I mean, the fact that they crossed the creek and ended up in that spot, it just kind of seems to show that he had a destination in mind to do what he was going to do. And unless it was a chase, unless they broke off and he chased them and that's where they ended up. But it just seems like for the small time window for someone to be able to pull that off, seems like they had to have had knowledge of the area, especially to not have any kind of video footage of the suspect after the fact. Nobody having located or seen his vehicle. It just seems like they had all that in mind and they calculated it out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it could be somebody that was from, knew about it a little bit and then was there for a few days in a row kind of scoping it out. And then just got it all figured out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a truck driver, so when I hear the truck driver theory, I kind of get a little offended. I'm like, hey, we're not all like that. But
I know.
At the same time,
yeah.
At the same time, I've been to truck stops, and there's some weird people. I mean, if you think about it, these guys, if they're over the road and they have like a sleeper berth and a bed in the back, their life is pretty much all private. It all takes place in that truck.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say like me, I'm from the East Coast. If I want to make good money over the road, I have to go down south and west. That's where all the good paying loads come out of. If I'm willing to stay out a month at a time, 7 days a week, or maybe a week at a time, I probably don't have much family connections where I'm from. So nobody is really able to track where I am. And, it's just this life of privacy where all your time is spent by yourself. And the only time people really see you is when you stop to get gas. So I could see how, because, I mean, it's happened in the past where they've had truck drivers that have been serial sex offenders and killers.
It's a perfect job. Well, the thing is, I always try to defend truckers. Yeah, like I'll say, listen, it's the perfect job for a serial killer, and there have been quite a few serial killers that were truckers. But the vast majority, 99-point-something% of truckers aren't serial killers. Okay, but it is the perfect job. You got to admit, like, you pull into a truck stop, and their victims are generally, I'm saying, they're going to be sex workers, and then they dump them off on a off-ramp somewhere, and then they get back on the on-ramp, back onto the freeway, and they get the hell out of Dodge, and they go 3,000 miles after that. They just keep on moving, and those girls put themselves in the dangerous situation by putting themselves. They get willingly into the truck, right? A lot of times they just willingly get into it. They're at the rest stops already, and then they know law enforcement doesn't put as much effort into finding those people.
Yeah, and I mean the problem with that is when some of those girls have just been taken and groomed, and they have a severe drug addiction, and so it's like their decision making is not
right.
They're not making their own decisions. They're being controlled, and they think that that's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's kind of strange too, because truck stops that I've been to, I don't know if I just haven't been to those stops, but I didn't see any sex workers while I went over the road for about a year.
Not that you
other
were
than that,
aware
I've been
of.
local.
Not that you were. Hey, they could have looked like, hey, they're just some random person having a drink. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, but who knows?
But I love what you do, and
cool.
I hope that the thing that sucks about this case is that I want to see justice happen. I hate hearing about cases where they find out who did it after they died, after they passed away. Like if the killer were to pass away and never serve time or be unveiled as the killer and have to deal with the public scrutiny, I want to see some kind of repercussions for their actions. And every year that goes by where they don't release information is another year that this guy could have potentially passed away. He could be out of the country. We have no idea.
Yeah, we've had so many cases solved with DNA where they go, well, unfortunately the guy died in 1997, but this is
then what do you
the killer. Yeah, well, here's one good thing about it is their name is tarnished forever. Instead of it just being like, yeah, he doesn't get punishment at all, but at least everybody will know that that person was a killer forever. But that's not really that great.
I don't think he cares if he's dead.
Right, but the family might, right?
I don't think they're that worried. Oh, yeah, the closure for the family is great, but I feel like closure is one part, and justice being served is like the other half. Like, if justice doesn't get served, I don't think that's
yeah, it's not that great.
It's not a proper resolution for anyone.
Yeah,
the victims or
it's good to have the answer, and at least it stains their name. But yeah, they're not going to really care. You know, if you believe
they have to solve it soon.
Yeah, if you believe in
like the likeliness,
right? Like if you believe in an after, you know, that there's heaven and hell. Well, he was toast, anyways. But the public didn't know, and so now everybody knows. But so I guess you could say if you believe in that, he got punished. But if you don't believe in that, and he just died, at least his name got tarnished. So all these people, oh, he was such a great guy. Well, no, he wasn't. He was a freaking barbarian killer. Okay, so
it's true.
So I like that aspect.
All right, well,
of it. But I'd rather have an answer, at least tarnish their name, than them never get caught at all. You know, for being the killer.
I'm an eye for an eye kind of person. I need this guy.
I like that too.
In jail.
Yeah,
I need this guy in jail, and I need him to be the prey instead of the predator.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
You know,
I like that one. Yeah.
But thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for calling in. Thanks. Good one.
Thanks. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. All right. Well, you guys call in. I'm going to go use the facilities. All right. But just remember, everybody, I'm just a cup of coffee. Got to keep on trucking. Yeah, that was an interesting call. It's cool. I like getting the perspective of truck drivers like that too, and just rational thinkers. See, that's what I like. Rational thought. But by the way, the caller earlier who called in, I think Melissa maybe. She called in. We've got Google Earth is pretty cool. It actually has elevation on it. So if you were to look over here, get around in this area, this is 556 feet right there. 555, 556. The water is 551. And then just as you go on the other side of the bank and you're up here, that's 558 right there. And 557, 553. So it's really only about 3 feet higher on the other side, depending on how far back you're standing. If you're standing right on the edge of the water, it's 553, and then it's 558, so it's 5 feet difference. All right, so if you're 6 foot tall, you could easily see and actually have a slight down look on the other side. Let's see where the crime scene is. This is 559, so that's an extra foot from there. The crime scene could be anywhere around in here. So it's 558, 59, 60, up in there. I'm going with the 50 feet that they said from the water. Let's see. Yeah, it's 50 feet about right, more like right in there. So All right. Well, the phone lines are open. I'll be back in a minute. Well, nobody's called in, so... Can you guys see the numbers on the screen there? There you go. Thank you, Kevin Brown. I guess nobody else wanted some coffee. Cry us a river about what, Donovan? Hey, Donovan, what river am I crying about? Let me know, okay, Donovan? I like dark chocolate. All right. Kathleen Canick. I don't think he did the U-turn thing. I know that Southeast Side Bill thinks that. It just doesn't make sense to me. See, the theory of the Southeast Siders, it's not impossible. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Because that means that you have a guy on the end of the bridge here waiting all day for somebody just to come over. And then when the girls got here, he passes them. And then he walks way further than he would have needed to. Because all he had to do was walk on the bridge barely, look across, see nobody was coming, and then turn around. Instead, he walked at least 60 feet away, because that's how far away he is in the image. Yep, you can call in with the question, yep. Well, when you say something's plausible, yeah, I mean, sure. A lot of things are, quote, plausible. Whether it's likely, it's a whole different story. Yep, I think they should release more information. No. There's no spots to climb up on the bridge. You can climb down from the top. I mean, anybody can climb anything if they have the equipment. Those kind of theories are just like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I remember the theories where there were 16 people swinging. Pac, Psycho, and Whack Job Killer. Yeah. Yeah, there was about 9 guys swinging, rappelling off the bridge, like commandos. I think he went there to kill. And they were Abby and Livy were his targets of opportunity, but he was there to kill. That's my opinion.
Does Gray think this was a crime of opportunity or there was beforehand knowledge?
Yeah, I don't know. If it's on the inside, why do you think the FBI didn't catch on Burberry? The FBI has been in control of the case. They were in charge of it at the very beginning. All right, 443. Hello, 443. Yep, I can hear you.
Hi there, this is Saturnine from the chat.
Saturnine Rocket. What's going on?
Hi. Not much. So I just have a question, and you might have answered it. I've missed a couple shows lately. Do you remember, I think it was an article or something that you read that mentioned Robert Ives saying something about non-secular signatures?
Yeah, he did. Well, we don't know if he said that. There was an article that mentioned that he said that, but then it was removed from the article. Now, does that mean that it was removed because it was an error, or was it removed because they said, hey, we don't want that out there? We don't know.
Okay, well, that was a quick answer then.
Well, that's the thing, is we don't even know. I mean, I don't know what the truth is.
You agree it's time to release more?
Yeah, I just didn't know if it had been debunked or, if they had printed that in error or what was it. So
I did see
you answered my question.
I saw the original, I saw a screenshot of the original article, and then I saw it after it was removed. Just that one little bit was taken out. So, I guess we just don't know why.
If it's true, that adds a whole creepy other layer to it, and it just would say a lot about the killer, I think.
Yeah, maybe those are the signature kind of things that somebody else might recognize if you would release those to the public.
Yes. Okay, well, that's all I had.
Yeah. Well, cool. Thanks, Saturnine.
Okay. All right, I'll see you in the chat. Bye.
All right, bye. Saturnine, everybody. Saturnine. Yeah. Well, obviously it was retracted, Daniel Maynard. That's why it was taken out of the article. I think everybody knows that it was retracted. But the reason it was retracted is what people might need an answer for, or are curious. Nobody needs the answer. Thanks, Miss Marple. And thank you, Carolina Carla. And yes, I agree that they need to release more information. I don't know. I don't know how you can not help feel that way. I can't help but feel he saw the girls get dropped off and quickly parked at the CPS building and caught up to them on the path. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know how you can say you can't help but feel that way, though. Like, that's a possibility. Sounds like he was there before, though. Like he was in the area prior to the girls being dropped off. I don't know when the last one was. Yeah, maybe 2 years, yeah. You guys want to watch the very last one? About the shack and everything? I think I have it somewhere. There it is. So I think it was on 420. Yeah, there it is. Okay, got it.
Delphi community, how grateful I am. Delphi community, how grateful I am. You inspire people that you don't even understand, and you don't even understand why. Information is being released today is the result of literally thousands and thousands of hours of extraordinary investigative efforts by Delphi, Carroll County, the FBI, the Indiana State Police, and countless other agencies. This community surrounded us some 26 months ago, and you did everything you could to support us, but most importantly, you surrounded the family of these two little girls. Gosh, I'll never forget it. After you hear what we're going to release today, I'm going to ask for your continued support, your continued understanding, your empathy and compassion as we move forward to find out who did this, and we will. We're seeking the public's help to identify the driver of a vehicle that was parked at the old CPS DCS welfare building in the city of Delphi that was abandoned on the east side of County Road 300 North next to the Hoosier Heartland Highway between the hours of noon to 5 on February 14th, 2017. If you were parked there or know who was parked there, please contact the officers at the command post at the Delphi City building.
Hey, we got this. We got a whack job in the chat. Casey Parker. We are all crazy if we don't think it's an inside job. Casey Parker is the type of person who believes Sandy Hook is fake. Okay, he believes Sandy Hook is fake and that it was all crisis actors. It was all just a gimmick. Probably believes 9/11 was an inside. You know, the whole thing. Okay, he's one of those crazy people. Conspiracy theorist all the way around. All right, the FBI was in control of the case from the beginning. Oh, wait, but it's one of the FBI guys now. Oh, okay, jeez.
We are releasing additional portions of the audio recording from that day. Please keep in mind, the person talking is one person and is the person on the bridge.
Did you hear that, everybody? So for all of you who keep saying over and over again, like the wacko who was emailing me yesterday, I think there's two people. I think the voice is somebody else. No, it's not, okay? They're saying right there, the voice that you hear is the same person that you see on the bridge, okay? The POC, the psycho and whack job killer. He'll know be, where a lot of you know him as something with the letter B in it. I'm trying not to say that ever again. I think when people say bridge guy, they dumb it down so ridiculously that the guy almost seems like just a regular dude, you know. Oh, the bridge guy, oh, the family guy, oh, the flannel shirt guy,
with the girls. This is not two different people speaking.
See?
Please listen to it very, very
It's
carefully.
Not two different people.
We are also releasing video recovered from Libby's phone. This video has never before been previously released. The video shows a suspect walking on the bridge. When you see the video, watch the person's mannerisms as they walk. Watch the mannerisms as he walks. Do you recognize the mannerisms as being someone that you might know? Remember, he is walking on the former railroad bridge. Because of the deteriorated condition of the bridge, the suspect is not walking naturally due to the spacing between the ties. During the course of this investigation, we have concluded the first sketch released will become secondary as of today. The result of the...
Of course, though, it's somewhere right in between.
New information and intelligence over time leads us to believe the sketch, which you will see shortly, is the person responsible for the murders of these two little girls. We also believe this person is from Delphi, currently or has previously lived here, visits Delphi on a regular basis, or works here. We believe this person is currently between the age range of 18 and 40.
All right, we'll get back to that in a minute. Got a call. Got a hot take. Here we go.
Yes, line two, you're on the air, line two.
Wait, who are you talking to? I was just, you're about to answer this thing. Yeah, whenever it's a thing that just says call-in user, I don't take those calls. Right? Call-in user? Who's this call-in user? Call-in user. Hey, who's this? Hey, not too bad, but you don't have a number or anything like that, so I always get skeptical when it's somebody like that. What do you got? Well, it doesn't have your phone number. It says call-in user 1. Okay, what's going on? About what, though? Well, right, yeah, but do you have anything to say about it, or?
I think they're just waiting for one little thing to slip up and to nail the guy.
Yeah. Well, they always say that same sentence, right? We just need that
well, I know,
one
but
thing.
I can't see any other reason why they wouldn't, release more evidence. Just something, It's been 2 years since they've released anything, right?
Yeah, well, they always need just one little thing. Maybe they have somebody. I don't know. It's really strange. Hopefully I'm at a loss, really. I would just rather have them give out some more information for help, but if they're not doing that, maybe they feel like they're on the right track without help at this point.
Yeah, that could be possible as well. I don't know, I think also the guy could have inserted himself, like they kind of hint around to. Could have been one of the people who, was near or when they found the girls. So the DNA and whatnot's already there. So it's kind of hard to, prove. Yeah. It was him.
Yeah, there's a lot of different people that were there. It sounds like they might have DNA that they can't identify and place with somebody, but they just don't know if that's from the killer or not.
Right, because we don't know exactly, how they were positioned or whatnot, and how it, lined up. Because, the first responders more or less would have, checked them out immediately, unless there were, signs of irreversible death.
Yeah.
You know, they would have gone to him immediately and checked for a pulse. You know, seeing if, you know, because they could have looked like they were just sleeping. You know, we don't know.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to know if they actually contaminated the scene by just, you know, checking. I don't know if that's even contaminating. It might have just been standard to check to see if somebody's still alive, right?
Right. Well, I'm a medic and I've been a first responder for 15 years, and you know, you definitely have gloves on.
Gloves, yeah. I was going to say.
You try to, you know, be as delicate as possible. You know, you should be able to tell though somebody's seasoned enough to look at them and know, you know, if they were deceased or not. You know, past the point of any, you know, chance of survival. But you don't know. There's a lot of people there. I remember hearing on the H&L thing about they were dealing with, you know, urination, spit everywhere, people, you know, going to the bathroom and whatnot, because there was a lot of searchers that night before too.
Well, it's weird. Is where were they? That part always confused me when they said that. So when they were out there, they were checking DNA against every tree all over the place. Like,
right. So it makes you think that it was close enough to them. You know what I mean? So it's gonna.
Yeah.
How close did they get that they missed them?
Well, I don't know. To me, it's just kind of strange that they know that there was a lot of different people peeing and stuff in all these different areas, and man, so they must have checked this to do that in case they thought maybe the killer was hanging out, or I don't know. That's a bizarre. That always confused me when I heard them say that originally about their. Yeah. I mean, I know you'd almost have to be saying that people were peeing right around the crime scene, but there wasn't really a lot of. But there wasn't anybody there the first night, and they just kind of came upon them at that moment. I doubt anybody would go, "Oh, you found the girls? Hold on a second. I got to go to the bathroom." Right.
Right.
So that's just kind of weird to me.
Yeah, it's definitely strange. And the whole way, you know, the search was called off. I still can't believe that. You know, these are young kids, and you know, I think it's crazy. Everybody says it was so warm out, so warm. It wasn't warm out. You know, it was warm, slightly warm for that time of the year, but it still, I think it got down freezing at nighttime, right?
Yeah.
Or close to it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think at night it would definitely get that, and it was only 42 degrees. I think probably even more like 40 by the time that they were brought across the other side of the creek, so it was cold out there.
Yeah, I'm sure he regrets it every day that they called off that search, but you know, you're not dealing with 18-year-old kids, and they were young, cold. But I still believe people would have stayed out there, you know, searching. I can't imagine that they, especially the family. I believe some people were out there all night.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting they didn't, like the first night somebody flew a drone out there with night vision. I talked to him on Facebook. You know, I didn't talk to him, I typed to him. And he didn't even remember where he flew it. So when people go, "Oh, how come it didn't see it? How come it didn't see it?" Well, he doesn't even know where he flew the damn thing. And I bet you people didn't tell him to fly over there because they had the images of them on the bridge knowing that they're on this side of the creek. So I would have searched all way over there. You know, way over to the, let's see, I guess that would be south.
Right, it would have been the opposite of where he probably would have searched.
Yeah. Yeah, like the southwest. I was looking at the map right here. I would have had them searching all around over in this area. There was even people walking on that side of the creek, right at the where you get the parking areas, right near the benches. If you looked across the creek, there was people searching right over there. So, because that makes sense, because that's on the other side. You still would have to cross over that little tiny creek, but that's definitely something that's doable. You know, the feeder creek that's there. So.
Yeah, I also find it crazy how just the horrible luck that they had for that small amount of time that no one else was there, and you know, it just happened to be the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
That's such horrible.
Yeah, it's really amazing that there was this little gap of about, let's see, probably 45 minutes or so where there was nobody around at all. And that is luck, because he would have called it off. If anybody had stepped on that bridge when the girls were still on there and he was on there, he would have called it off. Just pretended he was walking by.
Yep, exactly.
But everything lined up perfectly for him. And like the caller said earlier, maybe the sound of Cheyenne and other people on the bridge maybe sped things up a little bit. So, who knows?
I'm sure he could have heard if somebody was up there, at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just such a weird, small time. It's just crazy. It's horrible.
Yep. All right. Well, I got another caller here, but I appreciate you calling in.
All right, man. Well,
have a good one.
Keep up the good work. It's appreciated.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. All right. Bye.
Oh, poor Blue. Chloe's, it's her little cycle time again. And Blue's all about Chloe right now, but he isn't, he isn't prepared at this point. He was fixed. It's really weird. It's so strange. I didn't realize dogs were like that. I mean, the way they are. But anyways, thanks for all the good calls so far tonight. I got another one coming in here. All right, 859. Hello? Hello, who's this?
Sasmere.
Well, geez, you didn't say enough words. Yes, name that tune. It's got to be like a few more words so I can say, oh, it's Sasmere.
It's Sasmere.
Hey, you got to turn down the phone audio there, okay? Yeah.
Well, I just kind of said it too loud.
Yeah. So what's going on, Sasmere?
Hey, I just wanted to ask you to, the last time that they called in on this case, a lot of people were asking the times of death.
Yeah. They died around the same time. On the 13th.
No, I'm saying one was on the 13th
that was
and
a
one
choice.
was on the 14th.
Yeah, that was a choice.
So you might want to explain that.
Yeah, well, the death certificate said something. Well, I don't know if the death certificates did. I don't remember what it was, but one says the 13th, one says the 14th, and that was a choice that family members got to have. I think it was a death certificate.
Right.
They died on the 13th, though.
Right.
Okay, the 14th was just you could choose that day, because that's when they were found, and the other day was the actual, what the coroner said they died on.
But see, that's a big thing with some of these people coming in.
Oh, they're idiots.
They're like, well, one's on the 13th, one's on the 14th, and
that's because they're new and they didn't spend any time at all trying to get the answers. They just go, "Oh my God, did you guys hear about it?" Yeah, we did 4 years ago. We talked about it, and it was all fixed. Everybody knows that there wasn't 2 different days. And then they go, "Wow, that means that Abby was still alive all night long, and had those searchers been out there, it would have been great." No, that's not what happened. They just got to choose it. Anna's answered that question like 50 times at this point.
Exactly. But, I've told them, go back and look at Gray's videos on this. He tells you everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't have all the answers to everything. I just have answers to the logical, factual parts of the case. You got to turn down the audio you got to turn the audio down from the show, because I can hear it.
I ain't got my audio on.
How come I can hear myself in the background?
There's no audio. Honestly, I've got it completely off.
Okay. So what's going on?
I was just, that was the thing that got me the last time. That you had this about Delphi. And they've been, it's like, do they not look at none of your videos?
Yeah. Hey, stand back. Gypsy wants you to say, "I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to be." See if you can say it like that. Come on. You know that Chewbacca?
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to be.
See, it's not the same. But do it like she does. Go like this. "I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to be."
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to be.
I don't know. See, she doesn't have the same accent, everybody.
No, I'm Kentucky, Virginia.
Yeah. That's right. Well, what else you got? You got your vaccines and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Would you get Moderna?
Yeah. And it took about a week, the last one. And now my mother-in-law's going through it, and she's like, oh my God. She's been sick too.
Hey, hold on a second. Hey, Ultimate Warrior. And listen, everybody out there. Ron Logan has nothing to do with the Delphi case. I repeat, Ron Logan has nothing to do with the Delphi case. He is not the Pac that you see on the bridge, the psycho and whack job killer. Okay? If you believe that he is, then you should look in a mirror and call yourself an idiot. Okay? Because he is not the killer. All right? Unfortunately, there's a lot of dumb people out there that don't follow the case close enough and have no idea what they're talking about. So say it over and over and over again. Okay? He looks nothing like the person on the bridge. He doesn't even sound like the person. There's nothing similar. And what kind of an idiot criminal would put the bodies on his own property? He doesn't dress anything like him, Ultimate Warrior. He doesn't even dress anything like him. Yeah, go ahead.
Ron Logan couldn't keep up with them.
Yeah. Listen, Ron Logan, people who think it's Ron Logan have a mental problem. They can't get it out of their mind.
Ron Logan is too freaking old.
He never had the clothing. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that people...
Ron Logan.
Once you get going in a case, they can't get off... They thought it was Ron Logan to start with, right? And so what the deal is they thought it was him to begin with, and they have confirmation bias. So for all 4 years, they keep saying it over and over again because, by God, they just can't be wrong. Well, you're wrong, Ultimate Warrior, unfortunately. I wish you had the real answer because we would... then we'd know who the killer is, right?
I'm sorry, but I can almost see myself thinking about somebody thinking that Ron Logan could chase
no evidence points to him
down.
at all, Ultimate Warrior. There isn't any evidence that points to it being him, except the bodies were found on his property. What kind of a criminal would kill 2 girls on his own property and leave them there for everybody to find? Yeah, Ultimate Warrior is... I don't know if you call him
Ultimate
a clown. He looks like a
Warrior
clown.
needs
He's
to
got
go
the whole
back to
face
his-
paint on. And,
I'm sorry, but
he didn't wear the
Ron
exact
Logan
same
couldn't-
clothing, Ultimate Warrior. We've seen all the pictures of him. He never wore the exact same clothing. However, if he did wear clothing that looked similar, we could also say that, like I've told you 1,000 times, Ultimate Warrior, and other people like you, is that there is a photo I've seen with about 10 guys in it walking around at some kind of an event over there, and they all had on a blue jacket, blue jeans, brown shoes, and a baseball cap. And some even have hoodies on. Oh my God, they're all the killer. In fact, every frame in the video release is a different person. There are actually 58 killers in this case. All right? Way to go. They just cropped them in and out, and they all posed in different positions to make it look like there was one guy walking. That's why we can't tell. Oh, my God. You know what's sad, everybody? What I just said right there, there's somebody out there that believes that kind of bullshit that I just said. That every frame's a different person. They all posed as if they were in the next phase of a walk, and then they put it all back together. And there's somebody out there that believes it, because there are a lot of really stupid people in the world. Okay, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay, Gray, you listen to me.
Yeah, go ahead. What?
He was like what, 15 miles away?
Yeah, he was at a dump. You know,
at a bar?
Yeah, he was drinking. The reason he got in trouble is he was drinking
Exactly.
when he wasn't supposed to be. So even though they checked his property, because that's the smart thing to do, because it's on his property, they didn't find anything. He's not connected to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, the dude wasn't even at home.
All right, I'm putting myself in jail now because Ultimate Warrior, he thinks I'm mean. Plus, it's really slow in here.
Well,
when we have 500 people watching, we can't have one of our worst nights in Super Chats, everybody. So, we got to get me the hell out of here. Even though people like me in jail, so that's great. Yeah, I don't know what Ultimate Warrior is thinking. Well, I don't know, Ultimate Warrior. I think it's pretty crazy that you think that Ron Logan has something to do with it. That's insane to me. I thought I had smart. I like having smarter people watching my show. That's not really that smart.
That would be like my grandpa coming after me. You know?
Look at Jamie got me out of jail. Awesome. Oh, and look at that. Patricia just reversed Jamie's bail just when I was about to come out. We're now back at 0 again. Oh, man. That's brutal.
And yeah, I laugh at stuff like this because it's like, Ron Logan is...
Oh, there we go. I can get out.
No bail.
Thanks, Don Spain and Kevin Brown and Patricia M. and Jamie Harold for getting me the hell out of there. Although, Patricia kept me in there. Yeah, look at it. It's not Ron Logan, all right, everybody? Oh, and there's Jen H. Thank you. I'll get my cab ride home. And Susie Heath with a nice meal at a restaurant. Maybe a cheeseburger with a Diet Coke. Oh, man, you guys are hilarious. Thanks, everybody. I don't think did anybody else call in? Nope, you're it.
For honey buns.
Chewbacca?
Hey, stand back, Gypsy. How come you're not a channel member?
Bail. Blue heart.
I even did one of your requests.
Chewbacca?
Hey, Ultimate Warrior. Here's what I'll agree to. He's not related. He didn't have anything to do with the crime. That's what I'll agree with you on. I'm not going to get into a conversation with you with all of the stuff that you're saying because it really makes no difference what you're saying. All right? Okay.
Okay, everybody. I've been up since 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
And yeah. And I've been trying to stay up, and it's this Ron Logan stuff. It just bothers me.
Now, what I do know this though is that Ron Logan was sighted on the bridge at one point with an oxygen tank, a dog stuffed down his jacket, a GoPro camera on his forehead, and a canoe paddle down his leg, right? So I can see how somebody might have thought that over time, that maybe he was Okay. All right. Well, all right, Sassmere. Sassmere.
Gray, I love you.
Love you too, Sassmere.
He's my bro.
That's right.
You're my bro.
That's right. Well, good to have
But
you.
everybody just think logically about this. You know,
Yeah.
Ron Logan ain't got nothing to do with it, and family members decided to put dates on their deaths.
Yeah. I think Anna picked the 14th and Becky said the 13th.
Right. So, you know.
I think I got that order correct.
And these was two little girls.
Yep. Well, there we go. Got it. You enticed. I don't know if that's you or not. Somebody called in and they hung up. But anyways, thanks for calling in, Sassmere.
All right, hon. Love you.
Love you too. Have a good one. All right. Be safe.
You too.
All right. See you.
I'm gonna get some sleep.
Okay. Get some sleep. Go to bed right now. All right. See you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Night.
Bye.
Night all. Love you. Smash that like button.
That's right. All right. See you later. Yeah. Yeah, some of the stuff that's out there, I don't know. Here's what I think is going to end up happening. The killer is going to be somebody that nobody had a clue who the killer was, and it's somebody in some totally different location. You'll be like, wow, I didn't think of that. And I'll go, really? Okay. Yeah. If I had $1, I would, for everybody who's emailed me, because they know exactly who the killer is, with 75,000 screenshots, I would have retired a long time ago. Okay? And none of them were the same people. So what does that tell you? When you have 100, let's say you have 200 people send you, oh, I think this is the killer. I think this is it. And then none of them are the same. Well, how's that possible? Yeah, it could be. I don't buy into the he died of COVID stuff. It's like, what the odds of that are so low, you know. Well, you know what, Ultimate Warrior, you're not right. As a matter of fact, it's 100% certain that you're wrong. Okay? I can't even believe you're still talking about that crap. It's unbelievable. Jesus. God. It's embarrassing. Yeah, exactly. You know, I think is weird about that case, Saturn 9, is that not one sleuth found the connection online, because he would say his wife's name, or the fiance's name. I can't remember it now. But all you had to do was look it up in the paper back then. And if you looked at enough of them, you would have seen that there was a marriage between him and a woman with that name, and it was an officer. Yeah, Bonnie, right? So you'd think that somebody would put the two together because people already suspected it being an officer. All right, 716. Hello. Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, who's this?
It's Misty.
Misty.
I have a couple questions. Yeah, from Buffalo.
Oh, okay, cool. What do you got?
Okay, so today I was online, and somebody brought something up which I never even thought of. Have you ever done anything on the trail itself, like the Freedom Bridge when it was remodeled back, what was it, 2002?
What do you mean by done on it?
Well, the trail itself.
Yeah, they made it into an actual place where they even advertise, hey, go out to the trails. Yeah.
Right. But somebody was saying something about the Freedom Bridge, that they redid it.
Well, the Freedom Bridge wasn't 2000. What year did you say it was?
2002, I think they said today.
No, because it's 2012. It's not there.
Uh-huh.
And then 2014, it is there. So it's between 2012 and 2014 that the Freedom Bridge.
Right. And what time?
Well, you said.
Yes,
well, when you say right, you say you went right, but just before that, you said 2002. So it's 10 years.
Well, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm just saying. Well, nope. I thought you were okay. So it was 2012 or 13. It looks like it's not even done in 2014. They're still under construction right there. And then when you go to 2017, it's completed-ish, probably. I would imagine, though, like in 2000 and... I don't know. Between 2014 and 15, it was completed. So what was the thought, though, that somebody had?
Because they're talking about the CPS building, and when did that close?
I don't know when it closed, but it was still there in 2014, 17, and then even 2018.
Right.
I don't know if it.
And when they were
not there anymore.
And when they were. Okay, and when the bridge was built or remodeled or whatever they were talking about today, maybe I misunderstood. Where did these people park that did this bridge?
I don't know. Around there somewhere.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So so maybe a worker, maybe a worker had they would walk eating their sandwich up and down there, but maybe they were an offender of some sort and thought, wow, this would be a great place, right?
Well, you're reformed tonight.
No, I'm saying that's what do you mean? I'm telling you that's what the theory is, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, that's what the theory was today, what they were talking about. And, I don't know much about the area, and I know you probably have some Delphi people on there. And with just, things that were brought up today. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting.
I don't think that's that crazy, That's actually makes more sense to me than some of the other concepts that are out there.
Right, and then they also brought up, because like you said, they had a camera on the CPS building or somewhere around it.
It was on a building right across from the CPS building. Well, if they brought that up, if they brought that up, they got it off of our show. So there was a camera right on the edge of this building, and it faced just like this. Now you can't see it, but
no, I can't.
The parking area would have been right in between, right on the angle of the camera. So the camera would have gone just like that, and then out like this.
How many feet do you think that was?
Well, it's pretty far away, so it would probably have to be a camera that's always filming. Motion activated one would be maybe too far away to set something off. So, but if they do have film of it, it would be really small, not worth releasing because you wouldn't get any extra information. But let's say they could see that there was a car there and a guy wearing generally the same outfit heading towards the vehicle, and then it drives away. They know what kind of vehicle it was, they just don't know who the driver was.
Right, and we don't even know if that's really, nobody's seen the tape, right? As far as I'm concerned, nobody's seen it. It's just said that there was a vehicle there, there was a person there. We don't know who it was, what it was. But I just thought today that was very interesting. They were talking about the bridge, the Freedom Bridge, and where did all these people park? I can't see it, that. But how far away is from that CPS building to the bridge itself, to the Freedom Bridge? They had to park somewhere. The workers had to park somewhere. And was that CPS building open at that time, or was it an empty building?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was open. And, they could have parked all over here, too. Lots of places to park. You know, maybe on this side,
Right.
right over here. I mean, who knows? But yeah,
Right.
anybody that worked
it
over
was-
there, might be familiar with the trail, though, for sure.
Right, and that's what they were trying to bring up today. And I don't know much about the trail, but I mean, it's just weird. Like they were also bringing up that all of a sudden they were doing improvements or talking about making improvements to this trail. So that was brought up too. So money always is involved in everything.
Yeah.
So, but that's what they were bringing up today, and I thought, wow, that's really interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's definitely something to like. It's not that long ago either. 2014, it would have only been 3 years, or 2015, even just 2 years prior to the murders. So
right.
Those people that worked there on a daily basis for months probably would be very familiar with the trail.
Right, and that's where they were probably trying to bring that up today. That one may be a reason that somebody would know that trail.
Yeah, well, makes sense to me.
And if you walk that trail, say you work there and you walk that trail, people seen you there before, they would never even think anything of it if they seen you again.
Yeah.
Except
nobody, but nobody seemed to actually have seen this person before, the killer, though. Nobody.
Right. Well, that's what I always thought, too, because I always thought that one guy, the old guy, the flannel shirt guy, seen him. Now, if he lived there and he knows just about everybody that lives there and he doesn't recognize this guy, well, yeah, he's probably not from the area. But that Freedom Bridge thing today, that just got me today when they were talking about the CPS building, the bridge itself, about being revitalized or built or whatever they were doing.
I bet you some of it was interesting, like what you're just saying, but then a lot of people start trying to tie stuff together over and over, and that's where you got to be leery of, is just to kind of, it is interesting. There was people working there.
How would he know that Freedom Bridge is there?
Okay, we just went over that. We just went over that. But the CPS building doesn't mean anything. The only part that's interesting about it is, hey, there was people working on the Freedom Bridge. About a lot of construction people, and maybe those people became aware of the trails and very familiar with it, because maybe every day on their half-hour to hour lunch, they would walk all the way down the trail and sometimes even go across, explore, come back, and go back to work.
Right.
So maybe that's not a bad concept. But
I'm sure they checked into that too. But and just sometimes somebody will say something like, that kind of makes a little sense, because we keep looking for certain things, it's something out of the box for once, And then they were also talking about where the CPS building this person left, and which way did he go, and how come no cameras caught him? It's just about everybody has cameras nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's
right.
That's really why I called today, to see, if you knew anything about this area, about what was really going on. If they, put all this money into this Freedom Bridge and they were putting it into the trails and stuff, well, kind of makes a little bit of sense.
It makes sense that somebody they should look at is maybe the people that were working there just 2 years prior, especially if they live around in the general area, within 10 or 15 miles, all those people working there.
Right, because most of the contractors that come in to do bridges, they don't usually live right there. They're contracted out. Some people drive many miles.
Yeah, and I would even say, even if it's somebody that lives far away, that might even be a more likely person. But as long, they might have came into town and worked there for a month or so, got to know it really well, and thought, wow, what a great place this would be. And I don't live here, so if I go there, I'll know exactly where to go, and then I could catch, do what I'm going to do, kill somebody, and then I can take off, and I'll be 150 miles away, and nobody will know who I am.
Yeah, I don't know if that's how it really works. It could have just been a spare of a moment, you know what I'm saying? We know it. Well, I shouldn't say we know, but we kind of think that it was all planned out.
Hold on one second. Hey, Sober Bear, just if you're going to complain over and over again, I'm going to remove you. I saw your comments up above. I talked to a lot of people on here. Almost none of them say the same thing. You had a different way of talking that didn't work. We're not good together on the phone. And so your comment above is your opinion, but I talked to a lot of people and we all get along really well. You're not accurate, okay? So that's all it comes down to. All right, go ahead.
Oh, some days I don't think I should call you.
What was that?
I said some days I think I shouldn't call in because it seems like, I bring out
the sober bear person, we had a crappy call and she's like, passively sort of attacking the way I do it, and I'm just not really that interested in it. Okay.
Right.
So like, I'm not, sometimes some shows I'm not the greatest. Somebody says something. Like your comment, you probably made that comment when you started saying, "Oh, you're in a mood today." I was in a great mood. The thing is, you said that because somebody said that to you.
I missed the beginning. I was wondering if you got your shot today.
I did get my shot today.
What kind did you get?
I got Pfizer.
Ooh.
I'll admit that I didn't grab it out of the person's arm and jab it in my arm. I didn't grab it out of their hand and jam it in my arm, like I said I would do. I was like, oh shit, here we go. I hate getting shots.
Yeah, I don't like shots, but I wish I could get the shot, but because of my health reasons, I can't. So that's where I'm at. I'm screwed.
Yeah.
But that's why I called tonight, just to see, your thoughts on the Freedom Bridge area and what was going on in the last years because of the, it seems like, they had benches out there. Was there something that was planned? I know that they did a lot of improvements since then, I guess, where they have cameras or different things going on out there to make the trail more safe. Was that in the planning stages before all this happened?
Yeah, I would more focus in on the people that were working on it in the 2014-15 time frame.
Right.
If you were going to look at that angle, who are the people on the construction team? They would have got to know that area better than probably even people that would just walk the area every once in a while. Because they were there every day for months probably. So I don't think I don't think that theory is ludicrous. It's just sort of hard to get to. Okay, these are the workers. Why would they come back so long later to, maybe they just felt like they knew it really well and figured out, wow, if I can get somebody to cross that bridge, or if somebody does cross the bridge, I don't know.
The part that really bothers me is where the girls, I guess they said something about the creepy guy. Did they say that when they were on the bridge or, when they were talking? Did they say it about the big creepy guy?
Yeah.
The creepy guy. Were they on the bridge when that was
said? Yeah, like they were on the bridge and they just said something like, "Is that he's right behind us, isn't he?" Something like that.
Right.
And then they
So they had to have seen him before, and that's that 20-minute gap where they were dropped off.
Apparently, Abby says something like, "He's got a gun," or she said, "He's got a gun, doesn't he?" That's a gun, like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's in there too.
I think that they seen him in that 20 minutes before. Either he walked past them, and then they continued on towards the bridge, and then he turned around.
Yeah, I think they were, doing the typical lollygagging around, but they may have talked to him at first, and then they started walking. They sort of forgot about him, like kids do, and they kept walking around, doing their thing, and walking around, and then eventually just completely forgot about him. They were having a great time on the bridge. You could see that Abby was just totally whimsical, just walking around, just and they're taking pictures, and then later the guy comes upon him that they had seen before. Now you could make the same argument if you're a southeast sider. You could say he passes them from the southeast side, and then he comes back, and then she still says, "Oh, he's right behind us, isn't he?" Well, I don't know. It just doesn't seem.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right to me. either.
No, it doesn't sound right. That's just too far-fetched. I just think that they seen him before they even got on the bridge. Either passed him, like you said, they talked to him, and he just turned around and followed them. And, do what he was going to do, and I don't know. The whole thing after 4 years is just crazy that they can't figure this out.
Yeah.
And I don't even think if they gave us any more, it would help.
Well, it might help if they would reveal what the signatures were, if indeed they were like a specific symbol or something, because there might be somebody out there. Well, let me just finish the sentence. There might be somebody out there that would say, "Wow, I know somebody that would draw those same things or would set something up just like that." That might help, right? Because somebody that knows him might have seen whatever these things are, right?
Right.
Right.
Like you said, that Cheyenne was on the bridge around 3 o'clock.
Yep.
At the end of the bridge where they were sent down the hill, right?
Yeah.
Is that the end?
Yeah, she originally said that she was there at 3:45, but it was 3, and she uploaded the images at 3:45 when she got back to her car.
Okay, so if she was at the end of the bridge at 3 o'clock, so she turned around and re-walked back the bridge
Yeah.
to the trail.
Uh-huh.
So you're figuring, what is it, 7 minutes?
Well, she's just hanging out, taking pictures. She's not like running around. See, everybody thinks everybody just keeps walking. There isn't really, I don't have any suspicion of her or anything. She went on the other side of the bridge. She was taking pictures.
Right.
And then she walks back. She's taking more pictures, talking to her friends that were out there too. And then eventually uploads.
Did she say how long she was out at that end of the bridge?
I don't know. She was on the other end at 3 o'clock.
Right, so she took the pictures at 3 o'clock at the end of the bridge. They talked, and then they walked back across the bridge, right?
And we had another time frame that we were looking at. We got almost the exact time that one of the other photos was taken on the bridge, basing it on the shadows that were on the water of the bridge. I mean, I have it like exactly set up. I can't remember what that said though, so maybe I can try to load that up while we're talking. But
yeah, well, I'm just thinking that if she was at the end of that bridge and then she turned around and walked back across the bridge, that would be another 7 minutes. Before she walked across. So you're talking like what? 2:50 maybe, 2:53. She started walking across the bridge, or a little.
Yeah, well, let's just say it's around 3. Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of around that time. So, whether she started walking from the other side at 2:55, got there at 3:06, I mean, we don't really know. She wasn't looking at her watch knowing that, hey, I need to know every second of the day because there's somebody who's going to get murdered here in a few minutes.
Right, but see, when she first walked across the bridge, the first time when she's walking across it, I'm sure
6 or 7 minutes before, maybe 8.
Right. She was with other people, right? Or she by herself?
She was by herself and ran into her friends out there.
Okay. Because you'd think that if he was down there, if I don't want to say the gentleman, the guy was down there with the 2 girls. He had to hear, if they were talking, wouldn't their voices carry?
I'm sure he would have heard something. Yeah.
To where,
especially that time of year when there's no leaves on the trees.
Right, because I can hear my neighbors, and they live quite a bit down the street, and I can hear them outside sometimes talking, even though they're pretty far away, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, Ultimate Warrior, no, it wasn't a DNA sketch. It wasn't a Parabon Nanolab sketch. Jesus, man, these guys are just people. If it was, they would have released it because it gives you eye color, hair color, and everything. They would have put out the Parabon Nanolab sketch because it would have been really accurate. I'm not even sure they have that kind of information in the case.
I really don't think it was a sexual attack. I just think he went there to do something, and if he was going to do something, he got scared away. Yeah. So the DNA to me is probably just touch DNA.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. We don't even know what what they've got. It sounds like they've got some sort of DNA of some sort. They keep saying they have something.
Right.
But if they did, why not produce the phenotyping at Parabon? Where you get the eye color, hair color, even some facial shapes, then put that out there. And then once you have that, you could at least have, and it's very accurate on the eye color, hair color, that kind. Hey, thanks, Dustin Schaefer.
Right.
Had a little a cold spot in there for a while. Thank you.
Right. But I don't know. I think that the girl that walked across the bridge, she scared him away.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that at the beginning of the show.
Oh, were you? I'm sorry, I missed the beginning.
Yeah, it was just somebody. It was about. Hold on, I gotta see if I can find this thing.
Chewbacca?
Just a second.
Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Hopefully it's this one. Let's see.
Mhm.
I'm trying to load up the one that had the shadows on it. It was pretty cool. Oh, it is. Look at that. There we go. Oh, this is the exact one. This is the exact one.
I wish I could see it.
Yeah, you can't see it. But I have it all everything set up to the north-south orientation. And if you look through this camera right here, and then we render it out, I know you can't see it, but once you do it, let's see what happens. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I have to move up in the air. Hold on a second. Okay, just like that. And that's what I do is I made the full bridge model, and then I put a sort of a stand-in pillar, which was exactly lined up with the pillars that are there, and then I put the sun in a position, and so what we see here, we should see that there's a shadow coming off of the pillar. Okay. Yeah, so this right now it's not in the right position, the sun. Let me see if I can find that image really quick.
I'm probably driving you crazy.
Yeah, well, right now, how about this? How about you just go watch the show, then you can see what I'm doing. Okay?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I can't see it.
That's what I'm saying. So let's just, we're not really talking about anything either. So you can go see what I'm showing on the show. All right? Because I don't really have any more to talk about. Yeah. I don't have any more to talk about anyway.
I'm blind.
Oh, you're blind. Jesus. Well, you didn't tell me that.
Yes, I'm blind. Yeah, I told you 3 times every show. I told you I'm blind.
On the show?
Totally blind.
On the show? Oh, well, sorry about that then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've told you every show I am blind.
I always thought you were just saying like you're just saying it.
Huh?
Like, some people just say that
no,
like they're goofing around.
I am totally blind.
Okay. Well, then I guess you can't do that.
No, that's why I always tell you I can't see it.
Right. Okay, but I'm gonna move on to different callers, but
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna explain it to you, and I'll give you a time of one of the photographs here in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Alrighty. Bye bye.
Wasn't that bad, right? All right. That's weird. I didn't know that. Maybe she has said that, but it's so infrequent that I don't remember who is what, right? All right, so we're looking at it right here. See the shadow off the end there? Let me get the image from... I'll find one of the images from Cheyenne. I know I've got it in here somewhere. There's one where she's off taking photographs on the bridge. That's one of them. It's this one right here. Okay. Yeah. So see that right there? I'm using even the same one. See how the shadow goes at an angle? There's the pillar that's holding the bridge up, right? It's perpendicular to the bridge. And then see the shadow, how it's angled off that direction? Okay, so you can see that's not correct right there. So let's see what we've got for the time right now. There it is. And then we go to the setup. And right now we are at 2:07. Okay, so that's what it would have looked like. That's how the shadows would have been oriented when Abby was photographed. Okay, just how we just saw it. So what I'll go to, let's say 15:00, which would be 3 o'clock. And then let's look through that again. I'm actually going to use this, back it up a little bit, and then rotate it. No, it's too much. Yeah, even though the bridge isn't off the ground, I'm showing you the shadow off of the same thing. I made it longer like that so you could see it. I could move it to like right here. Okay, hold on. Let me.
Happy Easter and thank you, Gray, for all of your hard work.
Thank you.
Don't forget to hit that like button for this dedicated man.
Well, thank you, Super Mean Sadie. Okay, so we'll use that. Move this up off the ground. Closer in. Rotate it with the local. Now I can. Alright, there we go. So now we can see where exactly how the shadow is now at 3 o'clock. So here we go. Let's see how it comes off of that perpendicular pillar. No, it doesn't capture enough of it. All right. So I'm gonna move this up like this.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll be Chewbacca.
Hey, thanks, Paul Hallett. All right, here we go. I'm just getting the sun angle here. Yeah, I gotta. Doesn't seem to be working. Let me use this one instead. Go in. All right. See, this shadow is actually in the map. So let's see what the. We'll use that as our not a camera, but a general, just a view. All right. Now look at that. Now see how it's going straight off of that, right? So now we know it's even a little bit later than that, right? Because you guys get what I'm doing here? Can you guys see that shadow? Because look at this one. See, that shadow is at an angle, and you can see it back here, how it's separating itself from the edge here. That means it's going at an angle not even with it, but a little bit, I guess you'd say south. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? See how it goes off of that? Well, that means right here it's absolutely coming straight off of it. So 3 o'clock, the sun was perpendicular to the bridge. All right? So what we'll do now is we'll switch it to, we'll go to a different time now. I've switched it to a camera. Hold on. There we go. And now it's 3 o'clock. So let's make it about 3:20, 3:15-ish, let's say. And then we'll render that again. And you'll see that it'll start moving more over. Okay, now you see that now. It is separating itself down here, except in the the one that Cheyenne took, it's way back here, so it's even more of an angle than that. So we see that looks, this is at 315, so let's make it 325, all right? And then we'll render that again. Now that one's starting to kind of look a bit like what we're looking for here. See? So you look right there. This is perpendicular to the bridge. And notice how the shadow is, it's separated itself from the other side, and it's much wider there than it is there, so it's at an angle. And that means what we're looking at is the photograph that Cheyenne took was right around like 325, 330. So that's probably when she was walking back. Okay, doesn't that make sense? So she's walking back, takes that photograph, and heads back to the car, and then uploads them at 3:45. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I've got everything else correct in here. Yeah, -5 time zone. I've got it February 13th, 2017 at 3:25, -5 time zone. Now what happens if I hit, they don't have daylight savings time right there, right? In Indiana. Or in that section of Indiana. I think we determined that. And I've got it right at the right -40.589 and -86.642. Let's see. I'll show you where it is on a map. So if I put that in there like that, boom. And then the other one's a negative number, so it's -86.642. Let's see where, oh shit, what happened? Okay, let me go back. 40 point. Yeah, look at that. I mean, so I even have it set up to the bridge in this program. So it's 100% accurate, this program. So let's see what it looks like at 3:30. 3:35 even. Yeah, that might even be a little bit closer right there. Look at that. Yeah, I'm trying to look at it compared to the, let me look at it from straight up and down. You know, it's interesting because the shadow in that picture looks like it's almost parallel to the bank. So let's see, hold on. Let me make this 340. 340. Now you can see the shadow right there. It's pretty close. Yeah, man, I think that one looks really close. Look at that. See how it separates, and then it kind of looks like it matches that a little bit, and then it over here you can't see it, but it would probably start running into, and it's also different overall shape. I'm basing it on the shadow part that comes off of the perpendicular stand there. So now it could be anywhere between 330 and 340, that image that was taken. This one right here. So I don't think that was on her way across. I think it was on her way, well, across on the way back. This is the start of the bridge. So if this was like a 340, let's say it was like 335, she would have just kept on walking after that, walked back to the car, uploaded them at 345. All right. So anyways, I'll save this out so we have that this time instead of me having to recreate it again. I wonder if I need to rotate. Let me check something out. Yeah, but see, that's not perpendicular and the bridge is right on, so I don't know. See, those stands would be absolutely perpendicular to the bridge. They wouldn't make them at an angle. And the bridge, I have it right on it. Or pretty close, anyway. Something like that. Alright, everybody, my brain just went elsewhere. Could be the shot that I took. Yeah. The reason it's not Ron Logan, Ultimate Warrior, is because anybody with any kind of brains or functioning eyeballs can tell he physically doesn't look anything like the killer, okay? He doesn't look anything like him. Ron Logan's probably taller. He's way bigger. He was way bigger at the time. This guy doesn't look like that, okay? So you can spend all your days talking about Ron Logan. He looks nothing like it. That's how I'm going to say it, because I've been doing this stuff for a long time. I'm very visually oriented. I see all kinds of different things. It's not Ron Logan, okay? I've never even for 1 second during this entire 4 years thought it was Ron Logan, okay? It was really lazy people who think it was Ron Logan because they didn't have anything else they can do. It's also not the flannel shirt guy. I know. It sucks being Ron Logan because of people like Ultimate Warrior. They just never give the guy a break. How about we just leave him alone, let him live at his property, and let him live out the rest of his life, okay? He doesn't fit any... If it was Ron Logan, and they thought it was Ron Logan, Ultimate Warrior, they would have said, he's between 18 and 75. And hell, I don't even know if he would have fit into that one. He's probably 77. Right. It's not him. All right. No, I'm not going to block somebody because they think crazy shit like that. He's just one of the many wackos that follow the case. Right. Ron Logan, though, did know Garrett Kurtz, everybody. He did know Garrett Kurtz. I'm not in the Garrett Kurtz camp, but I'm not saying it's not... Out of all the people... You know, he's sort of more in the more of a reasonable guess realm. You know, when you know that somebody's killed 4 people, he knows Ron Logan's or 2 people, I mean. He knows Ron Logan's property, and he he's killed 2 people, and he also had a post. He goes, God, man, the police think I raped this 14-year-old. And that's interesting that he typed all those things in. So the thing is, that's what makes him interesting. I'm just not really in his camp. What's going on, Zozo? First, last, what? Is there somebody named First Last up in here? I don't know. I don't see anybody with that name. Oh, there it is. What does that mean? You keep saying the same thing over and over again. Oh, well, hold on. Okay, good. Just, yeah, keep them hidden. Or she, or whoever the hell that was. Don't know who that was. Oh, yeah, the presser. That's right. How about you ask Miss B instead of putting out an order? Might work out better. All right, hell, let's start it over again. I'm actually gonna turn off the calls. There we go. Here we go.
Delphi community, how grateful I am. You inspire people that you don't even understand, and you don't even understand why.
Can you guys hear that?
Information is being released today is the result of literally thousands and thousands of hours of extraordinary investigative efforts by Delphi, Carroll County, the FBI, the Indiana State Police, and countless other agencies. This community surrounded us some 26 months ago. And you did everything you could to support us, but most importantly, you surrounded the family of these two little girls. Gosh, I'll never forget it. After you hear what we're going to release today, I'm going to ask for your continued support, your continued understanding, your empathy and compassion as we move forward to find out who did this, and we will. We're seeking the public's help to identify the driver of a vehicle that was parked at the old CPS DCS welfare building in the city of Delphi that was abandoned on the east side of County Road 300 North next to the Hoosier Heartland Highway between the hours of noon to 5 on February 14th, 2017. If you were parked there or know who was parked there, please contact the officers at the command post at the Delphi City building. We are releasing additional portions of the audio recording from that day. Please keep in mind the person talking is one person and is the person on the bridge with the girls. This is not two different people speaking. Please listen to it very, very carefully. We are also releasing video recovered from Libby's phone. This video has never before been previously released. The video shows a suspect walking on the bridge. When you see the video, watch the person's mannerisms as they walk. Watch the mannerisms as he walks. Do you recognize the mannerisms as being someone that you might know? Remember, he is walking on the former railroad bridge. Because of the deteriorated condition of the bridge, the suspect is not walking naturally due to the spacing between the ties. During the course of this investigation, we have concluded the first sketch released will become secondary as of today. The result of the new information and intelligence over time leads us to believe the sketch, which you will see shortly, is the person responsible for the murders of these two little girls. We also believe this person is from Delphi, currently or has previously lived here, visits Delphi on a regular basis, or works here. We believe this person is currently between the age range of 18 and 40, but might appear younger than his true age. Directly to the killer, who may be in this room. We believe you are hiding in plain sight. For more than 2 years, you never thought we would shift gears to a different investigative strategy, but we have. We likely have interviewed you or someone close to you. We know that this is about power to you, and you want to know what we know, and one day you will. A question to you. What will those closest...
Yeah, so that the part about the age, 18 to 40, but may appear younger than he is. So they're saying the person has a youthful look, regardless of his age. That's what they're saying. Okay? They're saying that everybody, based on what they know, the person looks young, but they may not be.
Do you think of? They find out that you brutally murdered 2 little girls. 2 children. Only a coward would do such a thing. We are confident that you have told someone what you have done. Or at the very least, they know, because of how different you are since the murders.
Yeah, I don't think it makes Toby look suspicious whatsoever. I think he just looks like a guy that's at a press conference looking at Carter. He probably would have found a way to get out of the press conference if he had something to do with it.
We try so hard to understand how a person could do something like this to two children. I recently watched a movie.
The funny thing is Toby has admitted, he's about to mention the shack. Toby's admitted that they looked at him a couple times early on. I wonder what, I'd like to know the actual reason they looked into him. Was it just physically, people thought he looked similar, or was there some other thing?
I recently watched a movie called The Shack.
And what I'm talking about is, he wasn't talking about internet sleuths. He was talking about it, the way he worded it, that law enforcement actually looked into it.
And there's also a book that talks so well about evil, about death, and about eternity.
Hey, you know what, Ultimate Warrior? The Toby theory is just as dumb as your Ron Logan theory. Okay? Ron Logan might even be dumber.
To the murderer, I believe you have just a little bit of a conscience left.
I know, you disagree all the time, Ultimate Warrior. You're wrong.
And I can assure...
Just know this, Ultimate Warrior. You are not correct who the killer is. Okay? Just know that for sure. And when it all comes down and they get the answer, you're going to need to go out and apologize to everybody for your incessant behavior, blaming an innocent man on the murders of 2 girls, okay? But you won't do it, though. You'll say, well, I had good reason. Bullshit. We've already told you why it's not him, okay?
For you.
No, you won't.
And how you left them in...
Okay, I'll tell you what, Ultimate Warrior. I'll expect you to do it, but I want you to get rid of your stupid name that you're using and come out and put your real name and say, listen, everybody, I was Ultimate Warrior. I'm the one that screwed up, okay? Because I have my real name out here, and I do the show, okay? So, you don't use your real name. Nobody knows who the hell you are, okay? So you can claim whatever you want and go hide in your little corner somewhere. But here's what I want you to do. If it turns out it's not Ron Logan, you're going to come on, You are going to change your name to your real name and verify it to me somehow. And you will come on and you will apologize for blaming it on Ron Logan, okay? Okay, great.
That Woods is not. It's not what they're experiencing today. To the family, I hope that you all will give them some time, because we're going to be asking that there's no media inquiry or no media response for at least the next 2 weeks, and I hope you understand why. The family found out about this information this morning. I just want the family to know that when I take my last breath on this earth, I'll be thinking of them. There's going to be a tremendous amount of questions. I know that. Never in my career have I stood in front of something.
Well, that's not true, Sober Bear. If he snapped because of PTSD and killed him, it makes him a killer. I don't give a shit about any of the, well, you got PT. No, it makes him a killer, okay? And besides, you were just trying to make it work somehow because you wanted to let everybody know that he was a vet and everything. Nobody's interested in that. Ron Logan's not the killer. He never was. He's too old. Looks nothing like him. It just happened to be on his property. Okay? That's it.
Like this. Please be patient with us. Please. We're just beginning. We are just now beginning. And I can tell you on behalf of the sheriff and the police chief, so many other partners that have stood.
That's right, Roxy. They'll get that pork chop out and see if they can slap it on as many faces as they can.
With us over this period of time, that we will not stop.
I just unveiled the person that we believe responsible for the murder of these two little girls. So I invite media to take a look at that now. It's not up. Kim. We're also going to show you a video not previously released that Superintendent spoke to, and also the audio that's additional to what's been previously released. It's only a slight change in it. So give Sergeant Riley just a second as he gets that up and ready. Stand by for the video, please. There is no sound of the video. As Superintendent Carter mentioned, he is on the railway bridge. You have to take different steps to get to it. This information later this afternoon will be on the State Police website. For the community that's here, we have 100 copies of the news release. If you put in that URL, you'll be able to get to that site to play it. And we also have that same release for you in the media. And the rest of the state will get that release in about 15 minutes. So we appreciate those of you that came here. This concludes our announcement. Thank you for your time, patience, and courtesy. What we just played.
Yeah. My video's better. Okay. Just let you know. Oh, who are those people at the end of the bridge? There's people there. They could have seen it. No, it's pretty obvious. I just put these people on the bridge. You know, like I put this guy on the bridge where there was people on it. It's just a still frame. Oh, okay, yeah. Man, how many times I've had to explain that? Now, there's a newer one that's better than this. See, he kind of slides around too much, I think. And so I have a new one that's better than that one. I wish I could be. I think differently than a lot of people do. But I don't think crazy shit, you know. But I can think, like something that's standard, I can think differently about the standard thing. You know. And I know how to use 3D programs, and I know how to think differently. I don't know how to explain it, you know. Now, there isn't a puff of white smoke, Sober Bear. There's a lot of people that want to claim they see all these different things, and it just isn't true. Okay, there's nobody was smoking a cigarette. Nobody's spitting chew. Now, if he was spitting chew, it's only because he was, not because you could see it. All right? There's nothing on there that shows that he's spitting chew. There's nothing on there that shows that he's smoking a cigarette. He is not smoking in the picture. That's amazing. There's actually people that have posted pictures with a cigarette sticking out of his mouth with literal ash at the end and smoke coming out of it. It's embarrassing, people. And you guys suck it up like it's real. Yeah. Oh, God. Let the jokes begin again. All the chuckles. I don't even know what we'd be chuckling about at this point. Puff of white smoke. Jesus. Yeah. Nobody out there print off a still frame of the killer and look at it with a magnifying glass. If you do that, you're a moron. Okay? Right the second you do that, you're in the moron zone. Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff going on. A lot of crazy stuff. I'm trying to find something. There we go. Press conferences. Final. Which one is this one?
The cash reward, thanks to incredible, generous donations from the community, from organizations, to bring the person or people responsible for this crime to justice is now over $224,000. Now, we know historically 1,500 tips in the queue that need to be assigned to investigators to be looked into. There's a vetting process that these tips go through to ensure that we're not getting duplicates, to ensure that there is some merit behind the tip. But we want to encourage people to continue to submit those tips via email, by calling the tip line, send us social media. However you want to get that tip to us, we will look into it. Not one tip gets overlooked. There are rumors that are going around via social media.
I think the likely theory is he's just a killer who was killing that day. I think he's a serial killer-like person. You know, when I say like, it means that we don't know if he's killed before or after, but the things that he did on this one killing was like what a serial killer would do. You know, one of the kinds that leave signatures, all kinds of crazy. I mean, it sounds like they even think he's communicated with police before, like intentionally, like they've got messages or something from him or something. You know, he's like I said, John Miller. April Tinsley's killer is something that he could be more like that.
That would lead people to believe that we know this person is not local, or vice versa, that we know this person is local. I want to reiterate and emphasize that we do not have that information.
Hey,
we don't want people
Don,
to
why are you talking to
rationalize away their
Ultimate
tip
Warrior? He's not even
because they
around.
believe this person cannot
He hasn't
be
been
local.
in the chat for.
We
He's
don't
like
want them
way
to
up there.
rationalize away their tip because they think this person is not local. So please, if you know anything, if you think you know something, trust your gut and give us a call. If you know somebody who owns a blue coat, if you know somebody who frequents...
Wow, I'm glad people didn't take that. Do you know somebody who owns a blue coat? Give us a call. Well, that's going to be 500,000 calls based on the number of people who have blue coats in Indiana. Wow, that's ridiculous.
Anything. If you think you know something, trust your gut and give us a call. If you know somebody who owns a blue coat, if you know somebody who frequents those trails, if you know anything, we're asking for those tips because we will investigate.
Well, you asked me an honest
rumors
question,
that started to
so
go-
the rest weren't honest. Let's see. I don't know what your question is, sorry. No, it's not. Ron Logan is not the killer, Ultimate Warrior. Put as much of your sort of obsession into it being him into somebody else, okay? Maybe you'll help out.
About this being connected to other crimes throughout the nation. As protocol with any investigation of this nature, we compare to unsolved crimes throughout the nation. Part of that is the double homicide that occurred in Iowa.
Now, if you know somebody with a blue coat, man, give us a call. Jesus.
We have spoken with the investigators in Iowa, and at this point it does appear to be coincidental that the two cases are similar, but based on the evidence, we are not able to connect the two cases at this time. I'd be happy to take a few questions. However, as much as you know, there is no new information to report. Yeah, Mike?
I know you just denied some of the rumors, but as you know, there's a lot of people, thousands of people spreading speculation, letting their imaginations run wild on social media. You have a global audience here, no doubt a lot of them are watching you right now. What do you want to say specifically to people who are spreading unconfirmed information?
I love it. See, what do you want to say to all the idiots on social media, you know, that say stuff like the Warrior up there about it being Ron Logan and so forth? All right, here we go.
Spreading unconfirmed information or rumors could be detrimental to our case.
Spreading rumors, or you know, did you hear what he just said right there? Did you hear what he said? Here, let's hear it again.
Information or rumors could be spreading unconfirmed information.
Spreading unconfirmed information
Or rumors.
Or
can be
rumors
detrimental to our
can be
case
detrimental to the
because
case.
It could lead people to believe, people who might have information about this case,
Might believe it's
to
somebody
believe
else.
that we're closer to solving it or that we have information that we don't. Spreading those unfactual rumors could be detrimental.
Right, everybody. So nobody listen to the Ultimate Warrior because he wants everybody to go, oh, wow, okay, so it's Ron Logan. I don't have to care that it was some other guy. Okay, so everybody listen to good old Ultimate Warrior here, that he's absolutely destroying the case because he's trying to convince people that it's somebody that they're not interested in. Okay? But Ultimate Warrior is, by God.
Detrimental. It could slow the process. We're
Thanks for
asking
slowing the
people,
process
if you
down,
see
Ultimate
something
Warrior.
on social media, if you hear something, make sure it comes from a reliable source.
There you
that
go.
reliable source will likely be the Indiana State Police. If it does not come from us, please
Or a family member.
hold off on spreading those rumors.
With a lot of arrests that have come from this or warrants that were served, it's ended up finding other people that have committed unrelated crimes. Because I know a lot of people have said, well, this person was questioned and now he's been taken into custody. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've talked to thousands of people in Indiana throughout the nation. And in talking to those people, I've
I didn't say that you said I wasn't interesting.
Crimes that aren't related to this case.
I just said you shouldn't be spreading rumors, Ultimate Warrior. Did you hear what he just said?
Have things they're not supposed to have, and those become their own criminal investigation. However, there has not been an arrest related directly to this case in Delphi.
Can you tell us where the DNA testing stands at this point? Has that come back, and have you been able to compare it to any database?
Yeah, so part of any investigation involves a human element, also involves
Okay,
a
Ultimate
scientific
Warrior.
element.
Thank you.
The scientific
That doesn't make.
of that
I'm not going to talk
investigation
differently
does
just because you gave me $5.
searching for
though.
DNA. At this point in the case, I can assure you that we
That's
are
what fake people do. Oh, hey, thanks for the $5. You know what, Ultimate Warrior? What you said was so great. I don't think it was great at all. I think what you said sucks, and you can go ahead and take the $5 back if you want to. Okay, I'm not changing what I'm going to say because I got $5. Thank you for supporting the show. A portion of that will be going to charity at the end of the month. I really appreciate it. However, what you're saying about it being Ron Logan is irresponsible and ridiculous, and you're affecting the case, as the guy just said a minute ago. All right?
using every tool necessary, every tool available to us to find the person responsible, which would include looking for those clues.
There was some mention of whether it be coincidental or again one of these rumors about the somehow being connected to the.
I don't think he knows a damn thing.
Any comment, anything
We're looking into everything, and so we are open-minded. We're not.
No, I do want a real discussion, but Ron Logan isn't part of the discussion. That's not a real discussion. No, Mr. B, I don't just want to discuss my theory. We've just talked about 100 different theories tonight, Mr. B, you idiot. Okay? So go look in the mirror, say the word dumb, and notice that you'll be looking at yourself. Okay? Because you're an idiot. Nobody said anything about not listening to other theories. I think there's other theories. I thought that was an interesting theory earlier about the people working on the bridge. I thought it was an interesting theory. How he maybe sped things up because, you know what, forget it. I'm not going to go over it. Because that's the only thing that's left, Mr. B. Your logic doesn't work on an idiot like you. So it's hard to speak to you in a rational manner. Okay? So have a good day. Find another channel. I don't think Ultimate Warrior is some sort of, like, he's the killer. He's just being irresponsible by continuing to talk about Ron Logan over and over and over again. It's just not reality. What does that mean? Does he not erase the questions of alibi and no eyewitnesses? Oh, God. Oh, my God. Jesus. You don't think they looked into Ron Logan extensively? At the beginning? Just because it was his property? I hope he doesn't do it again. About ready for a wave, though, in here, don't you think, guys? One last little wave just to get the night complete. I've been on here for 3 hours now. They came up on here and... yeah. Good, he got the walk. What does that have to do with anything, Ultimate Warrior? What does that have to do with anything? They said he's between 18 and 40, but he has a youthful look. Does Ron Logan look young to you in any way at all? Can you answer that question? Does he look young whatsoever? Does Ron Logan look like a young person to you? Even if he shaved the mustache off? Didn't think so. Next! No, but here's the thing, Ultimate Warrior. You want me to answer a question, and if I say yes, then you'll go, see, I told you! It just doesn't work for me, okay? It doesn't work. Hey, thanks, Mag! Mag's always like hiding in the background there. Thank you very much. Very generous, nice person. I think it could be connected. They don't seem to think it's connected, though, Nat. But who knows, you know? It's another case with 2 girls abducted, just like Abby and Libby were abducted, a shorter distance, obviously. They were both killed and placed next to each other in the woods. And that's how Lyric and Elizabeth were found. Look at that picture right there. That's not Ron Logan. I mean, just look at it. That's not Ron Logan. My God. Look at I visually... I was a videographer for years. I do 3D animation. I look at things visually and perspective and proportions. That's not Ron Logan. That doesn't even look like him at all. He doesn't look like that in one slightest little bit. Now, did he have a blue jacket at one point? Well, maybe. Oh, boy. He had that blue jacket, everybody. Thanks, Juju. Oh, here we go. Thanks, Juju Positive. Hey, I got my shot today, Juju Positive. Was feeling a little slightly under the weather a few minutes ago, but feel a little bit better right this minute. You did miss the Maya. I'm going to do it tomorrow, though, Juju Positive. We'll go over the Maya case all again. There's an audio file that we need to listen to in depth and kind of make sure we know exactly what's going on. But I wanted to get on to the Delphi case because that's what the title was. But it's at the beginning. There's some weird crap. Like the husband sent photographs to relatives. He's the one that was trying to keep them together. And he sent photographs of like an altar with blood on it and pictures of them. I mean, that's something that you would never guess that would be going on. Here, I'll show you that just for the hell of it, though. Here, look. Look at this, Juju Positive. Look at that damn thing. Like, he literally sent this picture. That's them, and he sent that to family members prior to them. You know, it's just wild. You know? Like an altar picture. Look at that. Isn't that the craziest thing ever? I mean, you never would have thought that something like that would be going on. He was probably trying to appeal to the ancestor sort of beliefs that maybe his culture had or something. You know, who the hell knows? Jeez. Oh, Mayan ritual, right? You know, her name is Maya, so... Yeah. Listen, hey, Ultimate Warrior, let me just tell you this. You're wrong, okay? And I here's the thing, Ultimate Warrior. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to time you out every second from the rest of the show that you keep talking about Ron Logan. Because you're being really distracting to a rational conversation, okay? You're so obsessed with that person, okay? He has nothing to do with it. So if you bring him up again, I'm going to time you out, and every one of your comments will be gone, all right? I don't care if you think I do a fantastic job, Ultimate Warrior. I've told you that. I don't give a damn if you think that. Give me your address. I'll send you back the $5. Well, I'll send you back $3 because I get taxed 30%. Well, it'll be like $3.10 or $15. All right, so if you bring up Ron Logan again, I'm going to delete the comment. I'm all about people being able to talk about what they want to talk about, but you're just so repetitive over and over and over and over and over again, and nobody agrees with you. Okay? You're the only person left in America that's talking about it. Starbucks. Okay. Yeah. Let's just move on to something else. Try to be more constructive. Ron Logan wouldn't leave signatures at the crime scene. Thanks. No circle back the net. Yeah, it's just the repetitive nature of it. In Norway, all right. You know, my brother lived in Norway for a year, and he learned Norwegian so fluently that they knew where he was from and everything. Like what province, or not province, but the area. Basford. Or Beachford or something. I'm not sure exactly how you say it. Yeah, it was amazing. We go to bars in Eugene, and there's a big Norwegian group of students that were there, and he would sit around and talk to them, and they had no clue that he wasn't from there originally. He spoke it that well. It was amazing. They just kept buying him drinks. Like, oh, you're kidding! My God, that's crazy. You know, not one bit of an accent that wasn't Norwegian. Like, he refused to speak English for the entire time he was over there. And he just completely immersed himself. Even though most Norwegians can speak a little English. I think it's called like Beachford or something. Beachford, maybe? Yeah, I was just saying that, like, I said it a minute ago. I guess it's in one of the fjords, the Basefjord or something like that. Yeah, and he could actually speak other languages because they're similar over there. I think like, I don't know, Swedish and Danish maybe? I don't know. No, it was Beachford. Shit, I can't remember. Here, let me look. Yeah, right there. It's Basefjord, Norway. It's right here. Look. I just looked it up. See that? Can you see it on the screen right there? This is where he lived. In this little town. They go fishing all the time. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at how it goes inland right to there. They said they had a fish on one time that was so big it kept pulling their boat around. And they never got to see it. They could just see this big shadow. Like a massive cod of some sort. Thanks, Zozo. Yeah. Did you see that? Thomas Moe right there. Oh, you never heard of it? Oh. Yeah. Well, that's probably why he chose to go there. See, my brother was really into Lord of the Rings, so he wanted to go to Norway so he could feel like he was in the areas that they would have lived. What a dork. He played Dungeons and Dragons and all that. Had a sword made and everything. So he went there because he was sort of like wanted to be sort of a hobbit, you know. And then when he came back, he ate. But while he was there, he grew 6 inches. He was 5'6". Came back, he was 6 foot, and now he's 6'4". I should have gone to Norway for a year. I would have made it to the NBA. Well, he did it before any of them. This is 1980, like, shit, I don't know, 84 or 5, something like that. 83 maybe. Thanks, Truth Sleuth. Well, that brother's still alive. It was my older brother that passed away. The brother that you're talking about, he's a doctor up in Seattle. Most of the people that play Dungeons and Dragons are smart people. They turn out to be like the scientists and the really smart people because they have to use their minds to think of things instead of the games they have now where you just see everything and... Yeah. So Garrett's the one that passed away, and Grant is the one that went to Norway's in Seattle. Huh? What about New Zealand? What about it? I got 2 biological brothers, a stepbrother and a stepsister. Yep, all G's. The 3 G's, they call us. Yeah, I know New Zealand's where the Hobbit is, but he went to Norway before they made the movie The Hobbit. New Zealand isn't a place that you think of Lord of the Rings. When you think of Lord of the Rings, you don't think of New Zealand. It's Norway is what you think of. Yeah, maybe one of these days. My mom just sent me a disc, a CD of us when we were in Australia. She sent me a look at this. So you guys, the Aussies out here might like this, but she just sent me this CD. Here, let me look at it over here, see what's on it. Maybe I can forward it to my. Well, I can't because the computer's running over here. We'll send it tomorrow. We'll look at it tomorrow. But it's while I was in Australia in 1981, before any of the Aussies in here were even born yet. I don't know if it's a video or pictures. No, we didn't ride any kangaroos. I don't think they let you ride kangaroos. Thank you, Missing Persons Cases Network. I appreciate it. Yeah, they'll beat the hell out of you, won't they? Yeah, well, it's not even the second sketch was the first one made. That's why they decided to go with it. When I was over there, I was a fan of the Richmond Tigers footy team. We actually went to 3 or 4 games. Fell in love with the 4 and 20 meat pies with ketchup. I mean, they're really nothing better in the world than those. They make hot dogs and hamburgers seem like a joke. I mean, those... 4 and 20 meat pies, suckers. They are awesome. Yeah. And it's a really cool game, by the way. Australian rules football. I wish it would be big over here because it's creative. It's got a lot of it's like basketball kind of where you make some moves. And then it's a little bit like soccer and football and rugby. I mean, it's got like a whole bunch of sports in there. They're pretty much badasses, or at least when I was watching it. apparently they've tamed it down over the years. Yeah, but you would love a 4 and 20 meat pie more, Sasmir. I actually ordered a box of those suckers a few years back. They don't last long in your refrigerator. Yep. No, it's 4 F-O-U-R apostrophe N. And then I think 20 is spelled out, I think. Well, hell, I can't remember. It might even be a number. Let's see. 4 20 meat pie. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Like right there. Yeah, it's 4 and 20. Just like that. Boom. Oh, look at these. Oh, yeah. That's exactly how I remember it right there. Right there? Oh, yeah. See that? You get one of these, and they got this meat inside. It's kind of like this creamy beef with a pastry outside, and you eat that. God. Not much better than that, everybody. Not much better. Look at it. Nah, it's not a chicken pot pie. It's just all it's got is meat in it. They might have different flavors. I like the beef one. I don't know if that's the... Well, maybe that's not the actual brand name. I think that's it right here. Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah. Right there. Oh, man, doesn't that make you want to eat one of those? Look at this. That meat right there. Who cares what's in that thing? I really don't give a damn. Yeah, it could be kangaroo, could be whatever. Whatever it is, it tastes good. Now it's 4, F-O-U-R. You can see it right here, Jack Daniel. It says it right there, see? Right there on the screen. Man, that's good stuff. Man. They have different flavors too, though. See? Like a pizza one, and look at all these different ones. My favorite one was beef, though. Get a little ketchup on that. I mean, if they had those at football, I can't even talk because my mouth is watering about it. If they had those at football games when it was cold outside, man, they would just blow away the hot dogs. So that's what I'm telling you. God dang it, now I'm going to have to go order another box. Shit. Yeah, the first sketch is based on a witness, and it was made first, but they decided to go with what maybe the suspect looks like in the video, and maybe another witness, and it looked different. So then since it wasn't panning out, they switched and went back to the original. Now, there's no chance that a vegan with mushroom could taste good. Meat pies are meant to have meat in them. That's why they're called meat pies. Alright? Alright, everybody. Well, that's going to be it for the show tonight. I appreciate everybody coming by and supporting the channel. Calling in, all the callers were great. Thank you very much. Wasn't one bad caller out there. Not that I'm aware of. Okay. Nice, Brittany. Nice. Nice. What was that? What was that? Oh God, God, oh God. Thanks, Glenn. All right, here we go, everybody.
Thank you to Sarita, Melissa Burns, Angela Vincent, Tommy Johnson again, Kikon Baby, Atticura 21, Susanna MacGilla Padre, Jamie Harold, Kit Kat, Carolina Carla, Allie Kate, Southeast Side Bill from Miami, Jessica Schubach, Helsinki, 1978, Helsinki, Susie Heath, Noreen Gardner, Janice Wood, Kevin Brown, Susie Heath, Kevin Brown, and Kevin Brown's first one is double. Nan Sullivan, Carolina Carla, Miss Marple, Jamie Harold, Patricia M, Tom Spade, Kevin Brown, Jen H, Susie Heath, Stand Back Gypsy, Dustin Schaefer, Ultimate Warrior, Paul Hallett, Missing Persons Cases Network, Susie Heath, Mag, Juju, Positive, No, Circle Back to That, Zozo, Truth Sleep, Sarah Smile, and Missing Persons Cases Network.
Awesome. Wow. Oh, wait, hold on. There might have been somebody sent something on PayPal. Hold on a second.
Janice Wood. Stacy earlier today. With a double cat eye donation. And also, Joanne C.
Yeah. So, thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. Yep, Stacy Galloway. She's awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you guys very much. Make sure that you guys. We're going to try to do these every Sunday. All the other 6 days of the week, I'm talking about other cases. Except everybody seems to. I'll be talking about a case from 1958, deep into it, and somebody goes, "Now, Gray, do you think he went to the cemetery?" And I'm looking around, going, "We haven't talked about a cemetery in this case." I go, "What are you talking about?" "Oh, the Delphi case." What are you doing, dude? I mean, literally just kind of pay attention to the, what's going on the show, right? I think that'd be cool. Like, try to pay attention. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. And, yeah. I'm just reading some comments really quick. Yeah, so we cover all kinds of cases. You guys should pay attention to some of those. Some of them are absolutely really interesting, and ones that we even follow up on and talk to, sometimes get a hold of detectives and whatnot. But instead, a lot of you guys miss that because you're only interested in one case, which is sad. The Delphi case is the one that I wish was solved more than any other, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other ones that are out there. And those need to be looked at just like every other case that hasn't been solved, right? Okay, well, they're going to have to time you out there. Sorry about that. I know that was just a joke, but yeah, we said don't bring up Ron Logan again. Ah, shit. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. And as I always say, well, let's see. Make sure you wash your hands, maintain your social distancing until we get everybody vaccinated. You know, the ones that are going to get vaccinated. And wash your hands whenever possible. And I got vaccinated, my first shot today. Juju always knows I'm talking to her, right? So anyways, so if you, I hope everybody goes and gets vaccinated. Okay? And when you're there, ask about getting parvo and distemper. Just in case, you never know. And we can get the hell back to normal. Don't you guys want to get back to normal one of these days? Jesus, I sure as hell do. Yeah. Right. Okay, everybody. That's it. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. This year, we're making an arrest. Let's do it. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gregor's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector. And I'm always gonna be a protector, full deflector, interceptor. And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his vector with all respect. Just remember,
oh my God, whose face is that? Don't say it, everybody!
I'm the pretender.
Oh God, oh God!
Without the blender, and in the end,
oh, we do not know who that is.
On a mission to yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right.
Oh my God, Spaghetti Lee just doesn't follow crime enough. Man, they don't even know who Chris Watts is, for God's sakes.
Wait, don't never say his name again.
Oh, I was just referring to Chris Watts.
Don't ever say it again. Chris Watts is not welcome on this channel. Okay.
Gee, Gray, you're so mean. You're so mean today.
Wait, how come you had that little pause at the end there and started up again? I don't get that part.
Well, I ran out of breath and I mean...
Oh, too late, man. You're busted. You are busted, Mary Lou.
Gosh, Mary Lou, you had him for a minute there, and then you blew it by giving it away.
I know, I had it. Oh, darn it.
All right, everybody. That's it. I'll play the outgoing song that Bill... Or, let's see. Hold on a second, I'm going to play it. There we go. Yeah, that's right, Les Mock. It's a clown show just for people like you. Whenever you show up and I see your name in the tag area, I always think that, man, let's make this a clown show for Les Mock. It'll sound just like he looks like. Or she, whatever it is. Probably a clown of some sort.
Les Mock is a clown. He can't sit down. He's always got a frown. Les Mock the clown, always got a frown. They are so down. Look at Miss B just did a somersault. Is that a gorilla? A gorilla?
What the hell's a gorilla? It's a gorilla.
Well, that's how you pronounce it. Look at the gangaroos! Look at the gangaroos!
Yeah, we're right here, Mary Lou. Jesus.
Okay, guy.
Guy?
When I'm in the mood, I sprinkle troll on my food, but I don't eat it. I chew it up and spit it out and repeat it. It's not a treat, the troll is beat. Just one of the ways that I defeat it. Staying in my groove, when there's a troll on the move, just takes a second to remove. Cause every time I conclude, the troll is gonna lose. Nice try, lizard eye, I see you creeping on the sly. Why you think you so fly, when you're such a whiny cry, cry. Lizard eye, I see you creeping on the sly. Why you think you so fly? You're such a whiny cry, cry, battle me, you're gonna fry. Gonna send you out to mummify. Okay, man Sullivan with Bats Fjord. Wow, Sassmere, we're gonna have to sing you a song. Happy birthday, dear Sassmere. Happy birthday, dear...
That doesn't go with the beat at all. What are you doing?
I'm just practicing. Happy birthday to Sassmere. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, that doesn't have a lot of variance.
Okay, alright. Well, I'll work on it. Thanks, man.
Yeah, your voice sounds a little deeper than normal.
Hello? Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper, Truth Sleuth. I know what that means. I watch Star Trek. I watch Star Trek.
Hey, it's not track, it's Trek. You know, like the... Oh, forget it.
Okay, gee, I just thought it was Star Trek.
But if you watched it a lot, why would you ever say track when the word's on the screen? It says Trek.
I don't know. I just did. I call it track. Ray, you're so mean. Hey, I'll let Ray know, lady. I'll let Ray know.
I can read it myself. I'm sitting right here.
Okay, geez, you don't have to get mean about it. Sheesh, what a maroon.
What a maroon. That's from like the 1920 cartoons. Alright everybody, thank you very much for showing up tonight.
Can I say goodbye too? Hey, goodbye everybody.
Yeah, goodbye. Jeez, you know what, you notice how I don't get to talk anymore? Because Mary Lou takes up the whole show?
Gosh, young boy, I didn't know you felt like that.
Well, I do.
Okay, God, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow, alright? Be safe out there, everybody.
Hello? Anybody there? Anybody at all? Oh, I guess I'm alone.